Pirates awakened Conqueror at the beginning chapter 61 to 80. Chapter 61 _ Rob Lucci. Thunder God Punishment. After a thunderbolt, more than tens of thousands of Hody Jones's subordinates rolled their eyes and fell unconscious to the ground. Hody Jones and more than a dozen cadres, who were about to withdraw, were all dumbfounded and stared at the world destruction thunder in the sky above Joel Cordo Square. Damn, how can this fight? Withdraw, quickly withdraw. After Hody Jones finished speaking, he directly turned into a black shadow and ran away quickly. As long as he left Fishman Island, everything could start all over again without waiting for Hody Jones to think about it, but he felt as if he had been hit by a high-speed Sea King. Just like that, with a bang, it turned into a shooting star and flew backwards, slamming into the ground of Joel Cordo Square. The hard ground was smashed into a deep pit. Where Hody Jones was originally, a figure with increased fighting spirit appeared where he just stood. This person is not someone else, but he couldn't bear the violence in his heart for a long time. Factors Ryokugyu. Hey, run, I haven't had enough of it yet. Looking at the titan-like Ryokugyu opposite, Hody Jones' mouth twitched and his eyelids were twitching wildly. He just punched him just now. He knew that he would have no opponent unless, bastard. Everyone kills him. Voice fell, and the cold and vicious voice pierced the air from Hody Jones' mouth and swayed in the air. Immediately, a handful of evil medicine was directly stuffed into the mouth. It is roughly estimated that there are at least 30 or 40, and look around. More than a dozen cadres were horrified. But thinking of the failed ending, they looked at each other without hesitation. Immediately, everyone swallowed a full 10 pills, and each one of them savagely, like hyenas, fiercely attacked Ryokugyu in the field. The strongest is Hody Jones. 30 or 40, under the action of a fierce medicine, its strength directly rocketed like a rocket, and the strength infarction showed an exponential surge. Bang sound. After the blow, Hody Jones retreated more than 10 feet under the shock, and Ryokugyu, who is known for his strength, was also half a step back by the unparalleled momentum. Well, kind of interesting. Ha 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 ha, come again. Feeling the attack of unparalleled momentum, this kind of attack is exactly what Ryokugyu meant. He has been suffocated these days, at the cost of the lives of the rest of the cadres. Immediately, Hody Jones and his party appeared in the field, and they frantically attacked Ryokugyu, and all kinds of fierce moves emerged one after another. Under the effect of the fierce medicine, they have already forgotten the pain, and only a trace of consciousness tells them to kill the person in front of them, but quickly escape from here. The competition of pure power in the field has ravaged the entire Chungerkodo Square to a disgraceful appearance. Every time it is overturned by Ryokugyu, a pothole will appear on the square, with different sizes. Hody Jones and his party of more than 10 people, compared to fighting, were more like flies. They were overturned by Ryokugyu. The side effects of the nasty drug followed. Ryokugyu became more and more energetic as he fought. Of course, this was the reason why he didn't kill him, otherwise the group of Hody Jones would have died long ago. But it was Hody Jones and the others. Their expressions were already sluggish, and their skins were beginning to wrinkle and age. Soon, Hody Jones and the others were knocked down by Ryokugyu's punch, and more than 10 people had long since lost their youthful strength. They have become more than 10 gray-haired old men. Even if they were not killed by Ryokugyu's punch just now, they would still live. Not long. That is, when Hody Jones and his party were dead on the spot, observation Haki shrouded Fujitora Isho in the entire Junkerkodo Plaza, raising eyebrows. Fish slipping through the net. Observation Haki sensed the surroundings, and immediately said without hesitation, open black lens bracket gravity suppression close black lens bracket. A plop. Square. Above, a figure suddenly fell from the sky. This person was dressed in a black suit, uniform, hockey cape, high-top hat, and a man with tattoos on his arms appeared in the field, especially the one behind him with the flag representing the world government. Pattern. That he was forced out by Fujitora Isho. The corner of Rob Lucci's mouth twitched, and he scolded Hody Jones as a dog. Rob Lucci. Jinbei was stunned when he saw the figure forced out by Fujitora Isho, and immediately thought of St. Charles Rose. You know him. Ace looked at Rob Lucci opposite, and intuitively told him that this person was not easy, because he could feel danger from this person. Rob Lucci, the strongest killing weapon of the original 9, the ace killer of the world government, has unfathomable strength, and when Jinbei said this, his eyes couldn't help but fall in the direction of Bai Zi, and continued, this person is the one between the world government and Marine. Among them, one of the few who has mastered the existence of Marine Rokushiki, but has not awakened the ultimate meaning of Marine Rokushiki, Six Kings Spear. Master Marine Rokushiki. As soon as these words came out, both Fujitora Isho and Ryokugyu looked at Rob Lucci with great interest, and so did the others. You know, Marine Rokushiki is very difficult. It is said that the entire Marine has no more than 555 people. I didn't expect this Rob Lucci to be one of them. Have you mastered Marine Rokushiki skillfully? He is a good subordinate. Seeing Rob Lucci, the corner of Bai Zi's mouth curved into a radian. The whole guy is not simple. He is known as the strongest Enies lobby in the past 800 years, and he is also the owner of the leopard fruit. He is very powerful. Eyes fell on Rob Lucci. Bai Zi stepped forward to let Fujitora Isho remove the gravity suppression, and looked at Rob Lucci with great interest. Two choices, either become my subordinate or die. Rob Lucci, who was ready to die, couldn't help but be stunned when he heard Bai Zi's words. You won't kill me. In his opinion, the two sides are the masters, and he is a member of Zero, and he is the leader of the world government. This guy wants to win over himself. The premise is that you become my subordinate and serve me in the future. Hearing this, Rob Lucci fell into silence, as if weighing the pros and cons. Now that the Saint Tenryubito, Charles Ross, whom he protected, was killed, even if he was lucky enough to return to the world government, he would have to pay a small price, and even be killed by the Holy Land Mariajoy Tenryubito's execution, if he could think of some possibility, if he pretended to join Bai Zi and the others, and then took the opportunity to escape Rob Lucci. All kinds of possibilities popped up in his mind. Although the world government could not go back, he also did not have much optimism about the pirates. After all, the world government and Marine's strength, he knew very well. If you want me to be your subordinate, it's not impossible. The premise is that you must defeat me with Marine Rokushiki. In addition to this, Rob Lucci is most interested in Bai Zi's Marine Rokushiki. It is rumored that this guy is the first man in the world who has awakened the ultimate meaning of Marine Rokushiki. If he fights with him, maybe he can also awaken Six Kings Spear. Marine Rokushiki. It's interesting. If you can beat me, I can let you go today. Hearing Rob Lucci's conditions, Bai Zi smiled. It's true. However, Rob Lucci's eyes flashed brightly. Although Bai Zi has awakened Six Kings Spear, it does not mean that he can beat himself on Marine Rokushiki. It seems that this kid is not the wise man in the legend. My mind has already come to my own understanding of the Six Kings Spear, and I have completely turned over the scene of this messing up the war guy. However, the next scene really confirmed how ridiculous his thoughts at the moment are. Chapter 62_Neptune Poseidon as a maid. Junkerdo Plaza. Iron Nugget. Shave. Shigen Finger Pistol. Developed to the extreme, Rob Lucci swiped the soles of his feet, and the speed was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, he came to Bai Zi, and Shigen Finger Pistol poked Hungarian's mouth. Go, without giving up at all. Lightning strike, blink of an eye. When Kuro Star and his party reacted, Rob Lucci's attack that combined iron and Shigen Finger Pistol came in an instant. Open black lens bracket Six Kings Spear, close black lens bracket. Just when Rob Lucci thought that he was about to succeed, Bai Zi's right fist suddenly passed through Rob Lucci's attack as if passing through space, and slammed into Rob Lucci's abdomen. After a dull sound rang out, Rob Lucci turned into a one lightning cannonball, instantly appearing 10 meters away, and even more than 5 meters above the ground, before it stopped. Then there was a puff. Rob Lucci immediately spewed out a pool of blood, and the scarlet blood sprayed on the ground, which was very dazzling. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Esoteric. So strong. A tilt of his head, Rob Lucci, the former top executive of 9 Enies Lobby, passed out. Punch kills. To be honest, this Rob Lucci is more than a star and a half weaker than Garp and Sengoku, and this is the result. Take him and go to Dragon Palace City. Rob Lucci, who was lying on the ground not knowing whether he was alive or dead, he raised his foot and walked towards the Dragon Palace. Ryokugyu looked at Rob Lucci, who was like a dead dog, and the scene where he used Marine Rokushiki much better than him just now came to his mind. He couldn't help but have interest in his eyes. He will have another opponent who will practice his skills in the future. Yes, Captain. The 2 crew members who followed him immediately responded and walked towards Rob Lucci, who was like a dead dog with excitement and pride. They took him with them, and the group disappeared in Joel Cordo Square. A breeze blew, and at the center of the tens of thousands of unconscious pirates in the field, there were more than a dozen white-haired Haughty Jones and his party, looking at Rob Lucci, who was swept away in the field. When he came out, he didn't take his last breath, he just passed away, and his vitality was lost. And at the moment before his death, he was extremely regretful. If he knew that his opponents today were Baizi and the others, even if he killed him, he would not dare to shoot. The dust has settled, let's go. Mrs. Charlie looked at Baizi, who was leaving the field because the new Fishman pirates were uprooted, and this cancer was cleared. Waiting for their Fishman Island will be the first. As for the killing of Tenryubito, after this battle, she believes that Baizi and his party are so powerful, and she believes that her prediction will not go wrong. Dragon Palace, the highest point. Mr. Baizi, you really won. Neptune, the sea god, saw that Baizi finally beat Rob Lucci of Tenryubito 0 with a punch, and he lost his breath. He believed that their Fishman Island would return to peace for a long time in the future. Moreover, Baizi and the others will protect him from now on. Fishman Island will be more solid, no one dares to provoke them easily. As a dinner party, Nipton personally introduced Baizi and the others to know Shirahoshi, and Baizi was also looking forward to Shirahoshi. One of the 3 ancient weapons, the Sea King Poseidon, if he grows up in the future, his strength is quite terrifying. Moreover, since he knew that Baizi was the guardian of their Fishman Island, he admired Baizi even more, that is, he saved her father and brothers, and also saved their Fishman Island. Thinking of the experience of these days, Shirahoshi's weak temperament has also changed. No, after the banquet is over. Shirahoshi and Megalo came to Shirahoshi's residence together. Shirahoshi has met Shirahoshi-sama. After arriving at Baizi's residence, Shirahoshi, who is more than 10 feet tall, respectfully said that if this scene were known to the outside world, it might cause a big sensation. Oh, Princess Shirahoshi, have something to do with me. Baizi also guessed the meaning of Princess Shirahoshi's visit. Today's scene can be said to have a great influence on Shirahoshi. Master Baizi, I want to become as strong as you. Please teach me, Lord Baizi, I can pay any price for it. They all say that I am one of the 3 ancient weapons. Sea King Poseidon, I really don't know how to become stronger. I want to protect my father. Protect the brothers. Protect Fishman Island. Shirahoshi, who pursed her lips, was the first major decision she made in her life for this girl who was less than 20 years old and 20 years old. His father and brother guarded her for more than 10 years before. For the rest of her life, she will protect her father and brother and Fishman Island. What can I get by helping you? Baizi looked at Shirahoshi and asked back with a smile. Me. Shirahoshi, who clenched his hands tightly, pursed his lips, his watery eyes struggled a little, and then he was full of determination. If Shirahoshi-sama can make me stronger, Shirahoshi would like to be your maid for the rest of my life and accompany you for the rest of your life. Recognizable. When the maid heard Shirahoshi's words, there was a gleam in Baizi's eyes. If Poseidon, the Sea King, one of the 3 ancient weapons in the future, was his maid, it would sound good. Besides, Shirahoshi's biggest purpose in coming to Fishman Island can be said to be for Shirahoshi, so how can he refuse now that he has got what he wants? If that's the case, then I promise. It sounds good to have such a maid. Really, Shirahoshi-sama, you promised Shirahoshi. When Shirahoshi heard Baizi's words, the beautiful eyes were excited. Lord Baizi is too powerful, more powerful than anyone she has ever seen. Following him, she will be able to protect her father, brother, and Fishman Island. Seeing Shirahoshi's happy expression like a child, he picked up a cup in the room, poured 3 parts of recovery potion and 3 parts of stretch potion into it, and finally mixed into a glass-like color, picked up the cup and handed it to Shirahoshi. Now, drink this first. This is. Shirahoshi trusts Shirahoshi-sama. Shirahoshi looked at the glass-colored potion in his palm, drank the potion after murmured, and then a miraculous scene appeared. The original red and white fish tail changed at a speed visible to the naked eye, and in a short while, it turned into a pair of slender legs, and this was all due to the 3 bottles of recovery potion. And, not only that, Shirahoshi, who was more than 10 feet tall, shrank a few words at a speed visible to the naked eye, just like the Karakan in the 10,000-meter deep sea before, but the two were not at the same level at all. Karakan is just a North Blue giant monster at best, and how does Shirahoshi exist? That is the Sea King Poseidon, one of the legendary 3 ancient weapons, the existence of all sea kings. A little while. Shirahoshi became the size of a normal person, and her use of power has also undergone earth-shaking changes. Quietly, the awakening of Sea King Poseidon has begun. Chapter 63_Kill Tenryubito. It's a lot of information in my head. Shirahoshi sorted out the information in his mind, felt the power that filled his body and the deterrence of the Sea Kings. His knees were in front of Baizi. Shirahoshi, the maid, thank you for the gift of Lord Baizi. You don't have to, get up. The corners of Baizi's mouth curved, and at the same time, he used a demon contract to bind Shirahoshi to him. The future Shirahoshi is a very important part of him. Although he knew that the chance of Shirahoshi betrayed him was almost 0, he could do it. To 100%, Baizi will never settle for second place. The demon contract was successfully bound to Shirahoshi. From now on, Princess Shirahoshi is another faithful guardian of the host. Perfect level. After the demon contract was successfully bound, the corners of Baizi's mouth curved into a mysterious arc, and another super powerful force will be taken under his command in the future. No. Sir Shirahoshi's gift to Shirahoshi and Fishman Island, the people must show their respect to Shirahoshi-sama. Shirahoshi's face was full of devotion, whether it was her gratitude or the role of the demon contract. As you like. Baizi waved his hand and said a few more words, then let Shirahoshi go back first, while he went to the room where Rob Lucci was unconscious. They used the recovery potion and the demon contract to perform another wave of operations. At the same time, Baizi's team will have another cadre. The other side. Ryugu Castle, Neptune Room. Father. Shirahoshi, who has regained his height of more than 10 feet, wanted to tell his father and brother the news that he had become stronger as soon as possible, and she will protect the kingdom and Fishman Island from now on. Shirahoshi, your fish tail, how could it be? Neptune saw Shirahoshi's fish tail turn into his feet, and immediately stood up from his seat with a rub. Not only Neptune, but the Shark Star, King Star, and Rollover Star beside him, the 3 princes all stood up, their faces full of surprise and astonishment. Sister Shirahoshi, how could your fish tail be? Don't you have legs after 30 years old? Shirahoshi's sister should only be 16 years old this year. Shocked. Unparalleled shock. Neptune and the 3 princes all had a blast in their minds. Their entire Fishman family had never had a precedent of turning their legs into a phantom under the age of 30. It was the previous Sea King boss. It was only after the age of 30 that Winter had legs. What happened? I know the father and the king will be surprised. It's more than that, look. Shirahoshi, who was more than 10 feet tall, shrank sharply under the gaze of Nidan and the three royal brothers. Feet. 9 feet. 8 feet. In a short while, Shirahoshi became as tall as a normal person, and what was even more shocking for Neptune and Shark Star 3 was that they found that the momentum around Shirahoshi had increased more than 10 times. In other words, Shirahoshi's strength has soared at least tenfold at the moment, but how is this possible? Father, Shirahoshi has become so strong now that he will be able to guard Fishman Island in the future, and I feel as if I have awakened, in my mind. Suddenly there are a lot of things. As soon as these words came out, the three princes of Neptune and Shark all roared in their heads, and Shirahoshi awakened. Does that mean that there will be another Sea King Poseidon who will suppress the world on their Fishman Island? Exclamation mark. Quote. Shirahoshi, you are truly awakened. Although Neptune, the god of the sea, heard his daughter's words, I can't believe this is true. Well, it's the real father. It's Shirahoshi-sama, who gave Shirahoshi such power. Shirahoshi said ostentatiously, and continued, Father, the three brothers, Shirahoshi is now Lord Shirahoshi's maid. Shirahoshi will definitely become stronger in the future. Follow Lord Shirahoshi, guard the kingdom, protect Fishman Island. This is you. Master Baizi's maid. Listening to Shirahoshi's words, the corners of Neptune and Shark's mouth twitched and their eyelids twitched. You must know that Shirahoshi is the Sea King Poseidon of their Fishman Island, and his future achievements are limitless. If this news spreads out, I'm afraid it will definitely shock the whole world. Just seeing the change of Shirahoshi, not only the fish tail turned into legs, but also the body can be controlled, the strongest state, the strength has soared more than 10 times. They can fully imagine how Shirahoshi will grow when his abilities are fully developed. Then, Neptune and Shark Star 3 remembered Mrs. Shiarly's prophecy before, and their Fishman Island will be prosperous forever. Isn't it related to this? Shirahoshi, the father is useless, you have been wronged. Neptune looked at the excited Shirahoshi and sighed in his heart. How could he, as a father, not know the reason why Shirahoshi is like this? It's okay, father, this is Shirahoshi's volition, and I believe that under the guidance of Lord Baizawa, I must have the strength to protect Fishman Island, and I will not live up to Lord Baizawa's expectations for me. This is my promise to Mr. Baizi, it is also a promise to Fishman Island, and it is a promise to myself. Looking at the completely different appearance of the pitiful Shirahoshi sister in the past, the three sharks shook their heads bitterly, and now they are afraid that their sister is stronger than them. Meanwhile, in Rob Lucci's room. From now on, you will be the captain of the 5th Division under my command. Yes, Captain. Under the subtle influence of the demon contract, Rob Lucci was a little unwilling in his heart, but still willing to admit defeat. With the deepening of the demon contract, Rob Lucci will become another close and loyal subordinate of Baizi in the near future. Captain, St. Charles Rose, who was killed by Ryokugyu before, is not easy. His father, St. Roswader, had a lot of influence in the Holy Land Mariajoy, and St. Charles Rose had the existence of Vive Ricard in his father's place. The death of St. Ross, his father St. Roswald, will be the first to know. It has to be said that the magical power of the Devil's contract is very huge. Although it was just signed, Rob Lucci has already thought about Baizi's safety. The nobles of Mariajoy, since they are here, that's all the better. Now I want to achieve my predetermined goal, what I lack is influence and prestige. Baizi looked in the direction of Mariajoy. Tenryubito in his eyes was just a ladder to a higher stage. No one in the world dared to kill Tenryubito, he dared. However, what Baizi didn't know was that the direction he was working towards was virtually the same as the 5th Emperor in the New World. Hearing these words in Rob Lucci's ears, it was like being hit by 5 thunders. The captain meant that he was going to fight to the end with Tenryubito. Then there would definitely be an abnormality on Fishman Island. And the protagonist of this war is probably caused by Tenryubito targeting Baizi. Chapter 64 Tenryubito is furious, Charlotte Linlin coming. Holy Land Mariajoy. The headquarters of Tenryubito nobles. Here is Tenryubito's paradise, the entire Holy Land of Mariajoy, surrounded by countless marines and various forces, it can be said that it is difficult for the four emperors to attack. The sanctuary of Charles Rose is the noble residence of his father, the holy study of Roswald. Click. Saint Charles Rose, who was admiring the rare pearls in the deep sea, suddenly saw that the vivre card in the bottle placed in the study went out, his hand shook violently, and the huge pearl was immediately turned into powder by him. Charles Rose, my son, stared at the extinguished vivre card with wide-eyed eyes. This thing will never deceive people. Extinguishment means that the owner's life is over. Damn it, bastard. How could such a thing happen that someone dared to kill the noble Tenryubito, and he was the son of Saint Roswald? Of course he knew that his son went to Fishman Island, but he never imagined that someone on a small Fishman Island would have the ability to kill his son, and there was this Zero Rob Lucci by his side. Dare to kill my son, no matter who it is, I want you to pay the price in blood. Immediately, Saint Roswald made a phone call to Gorosei, 5 elders, and directly scolded and vented. The Gorosei, 5 elders were also very angry when they heard about this. Tenryubito was killed on Fishman Island, which was nothing short of a bolt from the blue. Now the Gorosei, 5 elders called Marine Fleet Admiral Sengoku the Buddha who had just lost the battle. After a little, returning to Sengoku the Buddha in the main marine headquarters, the blue-faced called Kuzan, Kazaru and Momosugi who replaced a Kainu admiral. Momosugi, as one of the few existences in the marine headquarters that has mastered marine rokushiki skillfully, and Momosugi has developed armament and observation haki to the top level, and its strength is already comparable to admiral. Originally she did not want to be the marine admiral, because she knew very well that the so-called Marine Fleet Admiral and the 3 Admiral were just puppets in the hands of Tenryubito and the Gorosei, 5 elders. Gorosei, 5 elders above them and the Tenryubito at the back who really mastered marine. The reason why they agreed, that was because Suru Vice Admiral, who had always treated her like a sister, personally persuaded her to agree, and Sengoku had persuaded many times before. It didn't work. It can be said that in the entire marine, there are only 2 people who can make Momosugi respect, one is Garp, and the other is his sister Suru Vice Admiral. Now that Garp has resigned from Vice Admiral's position, taking a back seat, the only person who can persuade her is Suru Vice Admiral. And here, the purpose of Sengoku summoning them is also because of the orders of the Gorosei, 5 elders, and most of the things that can disturb the Gorosei, 5 elders are because of Tenryubito. Sure enough, the order from Sengoku's mouth was clearly that Tenryubito of the Holy Land Mariajoy was killed on Fishman Island, and the Gorosei, 5 elders forcibly ordered Marine to dispatch an admiral to find the real culprit and put him there. Killed and handed over the murderer's head to the Holy Land Mariajoy. The 2 old foxes, Kazaru and Kuzan, were comfortable with this kind of thing and left, and after a while, only Sengoku, Crane and the newly promoted Sea General Momosugi were left in the room. Sengoku looked at the embarrassed field with a headache, and the Crane on the side sighed slightly and looked at Momosugi. Guillaume, you go to Fishman Island to kill the murderer who killed Saint Charles Rose. Okay. Suru Vice Admiral speak out, Momosugi responded, raised his foot and left without talking to Sengoku at all, which made Sengoku even more depressed. He was not Marine's Fleet Admiral anymore. After Momosugi left, Suru Vice Admiral looked at depressed Sengoku, said comfortingly, okay Sengoku, you don't know the temperament of that child in Guillaume, it's hard for us to let her be this admiral. Hey, I really regret taking the position of Sengoku back then. It was Garp's long-term thinking. Now I'm riding a tiger and it's hard to get down. Momosugi is willing to do so, so will Marine Fleet Admiral Sengoku. They are the teachers of justice who maintain world peace, but now what have they done to find a murderer for Tenryubito, damn it. What are they doing? Tenryubito's puppets are these days, Sengoku is really fed up. If not Marine Fleet Admiral is a very important seat, and he really wants to quit. It's enough to complain. You don't have to say that on the Gorosei, 5 elders side, freezing 3 feet is not a day's cold. Weakness changes the current situation, and we must have the strength to break this pattern. However, you don't have the strength to break this pattern, and neither do I. Maybe no one in this world has it. Maybe there might be, but definitely not now. As Marine's think tank, Suru Vice Admiral certainly has a thorough analysis of the current world government situation. It can be said that the current world government is completely in the hands of Tenryubito. It's just that they can change something on their own, Fishman Island. The next day everything was back to normal, but everyone was in a good mood, because the new Fishman pirates were wiped out, and they no longer had to live a life of fear. And just under the peace, 2 uninvited guests came to Fishman Island. Charlotte Linlin, one of the 4 emperors, is about to hold a banquet. The cake originally reserved on Fishman Island under his jurisdiction was destroyed by the previous battle in Junkerdo Square and many thunderbolts, and even the machine could not function normally. At this moment, Peckhams and Earl Egg, who came to Fishman Island to ask for cakes, are attacking the people in the cake processing factory. However, Neptune, the sea god who heard the news, also hurried over, because now is not the time to fall out with the 4 emperors. Oh, Neptune, the god of the sea, you came just in time. You Fishman Island owes Mama's snacks, but you didn't hand in them on time. Mama is very angry. If you don't follow the time, Mama has already spoken, and your Fishman Island will no longer have the meaning of existence. The corner of Peckham's mouth flashed a cruel color, and just when he wanted to attack Neptune, the king of the Dragon Palace Kingdom, there was no warning, and a thunder of the thickness of a bucket fell on Peckhams in an instant. Thunder, Peckhams died on the spot, and the surrounding Earl Dan was startled, and then a voice came out, Charlotte Linlin is really big. Dare to run wild on my territory and want to destroy Fishman Island, then I'll wait here and see how she destroys me. Voice fell, and a figure appeared in the field, and beside him was Rob Lucci, who had just been subdued by him. Rob Lucci's eyelids jumped wildly when he heard Baizi's words. From the conversation just now, he certainly knew that the 2 were not other people. It is from the 4 emperors Charlotte Linlin. However, Baizi came up and killed Charlotte Linlin's people. Well, it seems that he killed Charlotte Smoothie, one of Charlotte Linlin's 3 dessert generals, before. Bye Baizi, you Baizi. Earl Egg, as a fighter on the Charlotte Linlin ship, of course knew Baizi, and his scalp exploded immediately. Just kidding, this guy is the ruthless man who killed the 3-star smoothie of the pirate group's dessert. He is definitely not a small talker. What the character can deal with is just why he appeared on Fishman Island. Fei Lu reminds you, 3 things to read, collect, push. Chapter 65 _ Declare War on the 4 Emperors. Big Katakana Middle. Mom. Fishman Island, in front of the cake factory. A dead silence. Looking at Earl Eggy's horrified appearance, many pedestrians around looked at Baizi again, and their eyes changed. This guy is Z. It's the one, Baizi, who fought on the top of the war alone and blocked more than 100,000 Marines. Hey, my god, doesn't it mean that the one who shot yesterday was the great god? I'm darling, no wonder Hody Jones is not an opponent, it turns out to be him. I just said that the people brought by Mr. Jinbei are extraordinary, but I didn't expect it to be Baizi himself. Everyone around Fishman Island was in an uproar, looking at Baizi with full of admiration and envy. This is the real powerhouse. Go back and tell Charlotte Linlin that if you want to destroy Fishman Island, send someone come here, I'll take it all over Baizi. Count Dandan, who was overly frightened, said, of course, the weaker ones don't matter. If he wants the people he sends to be the same as Smoothie, I don't care. After all, many people on my ship are short of devil fruits. Get out of here before I change my mind about killing you. The dull voice resounded in Earl Eggy's ear, and it was like being struck by lightning, and his mind roared. Is this a declaration of war? Is this guy crazy? Fishman Island has always been Charlotte Linlin's domain, there is no doubt about it, and now Baizi's remarks are tantamount to starting a war with Charlotte Linlin, one of the 4 emperors. When the news spreads, the whole world will be shocked. After being stunned for a long time, Earl Eggy stammered his calf and stammered, okay, you can just wait for Mama's revenge. After saying this, Shenyi with a chill on his back looked at Peckham's, which was as black as carbon. He didn't even dare to touch the body, his feet turned into steaming wheels, and he disappeared at the end of the street in the blink of an eye. As for Rob Lucci next to Bai Zi, his brain is about to explode. Is the captain completely crazy? He killed Tenryubito before, and now Marine may have something to do. At this time, he has completely offended the four emperors. Charlotte Linlin, this is no different from courting death. Looking at Bai Zi and Peckham's corpse, Neptune opened his mouth, but didn't say much, and immediately thought of Mrs. Xiarli's prophecy and the transformation of his daughter. He bit his gums and said loudly facing the people at the scene. Master Bai Zi, remove the cancer for my Fishman Island. I, the sea god Neptune, announce to the world today that Master Bai Zi will be my eternal ally of the Dragon Palace Kingdom from now on. This oath will never end. As soon as Ho Nipton said this, all the people around were dumbfounded. What, am I not dreaming? His Majesty Neptune actually formed an ally with Bai Zi. Is it just because Bai Zi saved the kingdom in danger? The people around were completely fried. They couldn't understand the intentions of His Majesty the King, and of course they didn't understand. After all, they didn't know Mrs. Xiarli's prophecy. The eternal ally of the future fifth emperor in the New World has Neptune taking such a risk. Rob Lucci is even more embarrassed and crazy. Is the sea god Neptune of Fishman Island also crazy? And why is Nipton, Your Majesty, I need your help with something. Bai Zi glanced at the dead Peckhams who could no longer die, and looked at Neptune, the god of the sea. Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Bai Zi, please tell me. Now that the decision has been made, Neptune no longer hesitates, and speaks at once. It's simple. The corners of Bai Zi's mouth curved into a radian, and with Rob Lucci's horrified expression, he said, please send out a notice that from now on, Bai Zi will leave the Red Hair Pirates, and the Yanwang Pirates will be established. What is it? Mr. Bai Zi, you have to leave the Red Hair Pirates and form the Yanwang Pirates. As soon as this news came out, Nipton was also terrified. Withdrawing from the Red Hair Pirates at this time would undoubtedly put himself in a more dangerous situation. If this happened, the Red Hair Pirates would be openly exposed without justifiable reasons. Intervene. Captain, you have to think twice. The corners of Rob Lucci's mouth twitched, and the horror in his heart could no longer be expressed in words. What is the captain going to do? To leave the red-haired pirates? Doesn't that mean that in the future, does Rob Lucci's mind flash a thought? Does the captain think to be the next emperor of the New World? Rob Lucci himself was shocked when this idea came out. However, what followed was intense excitement, and the last trace of unwillingness was relieved in my heart. If the fifth emperor of the New World could become a cadre of this team, the fame and value he would gain would be greatly appreciated. Definitely exceeds 0. Couldn't help it, thought of Fujitora Isho on the ship today, thought of Ryokugyu, thought of Empress Boa Hancock, Ace, Kuro Star, and the current self, one after another, all of which confirmed the speculation in his heart. Yan Wanghai Bandit. With the captain's current terrifying strength, it's not even possible. You must know that Fujitora, Isho, Ryokugyu, and the others are all capable of fighting against Marine Admiral's existence, and even more faintly surpassing Marine Admiral. Marine Admiral Akainu was devastated. After pondering for a moment, Neptune made up his mind. Okay, then I'll let the world announce the news of Lord Bai Zi's separation from the red-haired pirates when I go back. The former headquarters of the new Fishman Pirates is now used as the tentative headquarters by Bai Zi and his party. At this moment, Ryokugyu and others are not happy when they hear that Bai Zi is leaving the Red Hair Pirates. However, Kuro Star and his party pursed their lips, filled with emotion. They never imagined that a few months ago, the intern of the red-haired pirates would be able to reach this level today. As for leaving Bai Zi's team, don't be kidding, they don't have this idea at all. Compared to messing around with the red-haired pirates, they are more looking forward to witnessing the birth of the new generation of the fifth emperor in the New World under Bai Zi's hands. However, before the news of Bai Zi's separation from the red-haired pirates came out, yesterday's news that Baizi and others had killed Tenryubito St. Charles Rose spread like wildfire, instantly causing a sensation in the whole world. The first person to get this news was none other than Marine Fleet Admiral Sengoku the Buddha. Marine Headquarters, Sengoku Office. Cough cough. What, that? The one who killed Tenryubito St. Charles Ross on Fishman Island was the White Z and his party. It's broken, call Momoshige right away, and call Kuzan Kizaru, and tell Suru Vice Admiral to come too. Issuing a series of orders, Sengoku the Buddha took a deep breath and sat down again, smoking a cigar, in order to suppress the shock in his heart, and his eyelids also heard the news, and for a moment never stopped. Mad, how could it be? How could it be that kid? This is going to be a big deal. Please download Fei Lu's novel. Chapter 66 _ All parties react, the world is in chaos. New World. Baizi killed Tenryubito St. Charles Rose came out, the whole world boiled. Above the sea, an island. Nozawa Tavern. The pirates who come and go, dine and drink in the tavern, while laughing and talking about the major events of the moment. Hey, have you heard that something big is going to happen to Fishman Island? A guest looked around and muttered in a low voice. What a big deal. The friend across from the man had a suspicious look on his face, and a certain room was full of curiosity. Even a group of good people around came over, and the tavern has always been a place where gossip is prevalent. What's the big thing? Of course it's a big thing. The man Hade Isho and said arrogantly, some time ago. Baizi, who was in the limelight in the war on the top, you know. Of course Baizi knows that guy is the 14th cadre of the red-haired pirates. I remember when he came to my hotel before. That's right, that guy won't make any more noise. Before that kid was Drought Jack who killed Kaido of the Beasts, and Smoothie who killed Charlotte Linlin, and even Marine Admiral Akainu was planted in his hands. Oh yo, you really guessed it right, this matter is related to that. Baizi. This man's words made Nozawa's heart throb. Who was doing the accounting? Baizi. Before Nozawa's mind emerged, that guy recklessly took the head of the captain of the pirate group under Kaido of the Beasts in exchange for news, and the scene where three pirate groups were forced to turn over in front of her tavern, with 1,000 people, still fresh in my memory when I think about it. Then, Nozawa learned that Baizi killed Jack of Drought, one of the 3 disasters of Kaido of the Beasts, on the sea, and even took Marine Rear Admiral Fujitora Isho and Ryokugyu, and later killed Charlotte Linlin, the General Star Smoothie, and the Brain Impel Down. The news of the final show of power in the War on the Top now, not long after the War on the Top, that guy even killed the Tianlong people who were high above the ground on Fishman Island, making everyone terrified. As an intelligence background, of course she knows who St. Charles Rose is. That is a completely disgusting villain. It's just that Nozawa didn't expect that such a wicked person would eventually be killed by Baizi on Fishman Island. But this move is tantamount to piercing the sky of Tenryubito, and Fishman Island is afraid that it will suffer a catastrophe. Moby Dick. Gee you la 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 la, the hearty laughter came out of Whitebeard's mouth, who had fully recovered. Reading the report in the newspaper, he was in a particularly good mood. As expected of little friend Baizi, he killed Tenryubito. This kid did something that I was a little bit jealous of. But it's next. Fishman Island is afraid of an earth-shattering event. On the other hand, Marco Jozu and others are full of worries. They dare to do anything even after being a dragon man, Baizi and the others. This is a smash. Father, Mr. Baizi is our benefactor, and Ace also. Are we going to Fishman Island? Marco frowned slightly and asked worriedly. Yeah, Dad, if something happens to them, we're afraid we'll have a bad conscience for the rest of our lives. Jozu also echoed, saying that before the war, he hadn't settled the accounts for Marine, and now Fishman Island is undoubtedly a perfect opportunity. Goo la 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 la. Go, why are we going? Whitebeard is cheerful Isho, looking deeply towards Fishman Island. Little friend Baizi and Ace are not as fragile as you think. If Baizi and the others survive this time, I believe it won't be long before they can compete with the 4 emperors. Ah. Dad means that this may be an opportunity for Mr. Baizi and the others. When Jozu heard it, he seemed to understand something, and a bright light flashed somewhere. Not bad. If you don't experience wind and rain, how can you achieve a party's dominance? Whitebeard, who has experienced half a lifetime of ups and downs, has a very thorough view of the situation in Baizi here. Kaido of the Beasts, HQ. Captain Kaido, Baizi appeared on Fishman Island and actually killed Tenryubito. This time they are absolutely finished. A subordinate confidant, with a sinister gleam in his eyes. Shirozawa, Fishman Island, it's good. Kaido of the Beasts has long attached great importance to Baizi. Since that kid appeared on Fishman Island this time, he can no longer be kept. Call me Fire Calamity Ash and Plague Queen. After a little while, the fire disaster and the Plague Queen came to Kaido and learned about Baizi's affairs on Fishman Island. They immediately invited Ying to go to Fishman Island. This time, Baizi will surely die. As for Kaido, glad just agree that Baizi is not dead. Their Kaido of the Beasts is like a sting in the throat. They do and spit. It's really that guy's food is too ugly, and he killed their Drought Jack, which undoubtedly touched their bottom line. As for Earl Eggy's report to Mama about the pirate group that Baizi declared war on Charlotte Linlin, it was the news that Baizi killed Tenryubito on Fishman Island. Scoff. A little reptile, dare to declare war with me, hee, good. Very good. Call me Katakuri and Cracker, and I want to see that. How hard is Baizi's life? Even if the red hair goes away this time, it won't change his fate of demise. Like Kaido of the Beasts, Charlotte Linlin was also led by Katakuri and Cracker with the masters of the pirate group, and they went straight to Fishman Island. This trip, Charlotte Linlin is more ruthless than Kaido of the Beasts, directly dispatching half of the cadre elite. This lineup is enough to destroy any pirate force except the four emperors. Obviously, Baizi's move has stimulated Charlotte Linlin too much. Redford, aboard the red-haired pirate. Ha ha ha. Nice job, killing Tenryubito. This is not an ordinary operation. That's right, at this moment, the world government and Marine's gang are probably going crazy. If I were Sengoku the Buddha, I would be crying in the toilet. Of the red-haired pirate ship couldn't be excited one by one, killing Tenryubito, what a crazy move. It can be said that Baizi has done all the things that pirates, Shichibukai and even the Revolutionary Army wanted to do or did not dare to do. Captain, Marine is going to go crazy now, do we need money to help? Usopp frowned and said. Yes, Captain, that guy Baizi is so capable. Tisk tisk, I never imagined that even Tenryubito would dare to kill him, he must be saved. Numerous cadres were talking with each other, and there was chaos in the field. But in this room, the deputy captain Ben Beckman took a cigarette, took a deep breath and looked at the latest newspaper in front of him, and a faint voice came out, I think, we don't have to go. Chapter 67 _ everything is ready, just oh the east wind. There is no need to go to Ben Beckman's remarks, many cadres were taken aback for a while. Deputy Captain, you are. A cadre looked at Ben Beckman suspiciously and asked suspiciously. Of the cadres, Ben Beckman put the newspaper in his hand on the table, read it for yourself. Hearing Ben Beckman's voice, many cadres looked at the newspapers on the table in unison, and when they saw it, everyone immediately became uneasy. This is, Baizi has left our pirate group. That guy, is this crazy? Fuck, it's not over yet, look, he also declared war on the four emperors Charlotte Linlin and established the Yanwang pirates. Set up another door. This is a sentence that popped into the minds of all cadres at the same time. And at this time, you must know that he had just killed Tenryubito and declared war with Charlotte Linlin. In this case, quitting their pirate group would undoubtedly lose a strong backing. The red-haired Shanks lifted his feet to the deck, faced the sea breeze, and muttered to himself, I didn't expect that this day would come so quickly, that kid would still go that way after all. Have you become the fifth emperor of the New World? If he can survive this battle, he will succeed. If he fails, then the only way is death. Ben Beckman analyzed and then looked at Shanks beside him. This guy is really messed up, just like when you were young, just. He seems to be crazier than you, not only offending Marine, but also offending the four emperors Charlotte Linlin. It is estimated that Kaido of the Beasts will not be able to sit still. This time is no less than an advanced war that is no less than the war on the top. Is it going to unfold on Fishman Island? Ben Beckman looked towards Fishman Island, and it seemed that Bai Zi and his party were fighting against Marine, Charlotte Linlin and Kaido of the Beasts at the same time. Revolutionary Army, Headquarters. Leader, Mr. Bai Zi is in danger. Should we go to Fishman Island to help him? Sabo, who got Bai Zi to give him magma fruit, always wanted to repay the kindness of Bai Zi who went to war, but he never got the chance. And now the incident on Fishman Island is tantamount to giving him a chance to repay his gratitude. I'm afraid we can't take action on this for the time being. Bai Zi has announced his withdrawal from the Red Hair Pirates, established the Yanwang Pirates, and declared war with the four emperors Charlotte Linlin. Looking at the newspaper in front of him, the leader Long said solemnly, if I expected it right, Bai Zi is afraid that this time, Bai Zi will fight against the attacks by himself, so as to establish his prestige in the New World. To establish prestige, does Mr. Bai Zi want to attack the fifth emperor of the New World? Sabo quickly realized a problem that he had been neglecting all the time. He only thought that Bai Zi was in danger, but if Bai Zi overcomes this crisis by himself, his influence will definitely be close to the four emperors of the New World. On the other side, Nami of the Straw Hat Pirates held a newspaper and screamed, something has happened, something big is going to happen on the Fishman Island we are going to. Wahahahahaha, what's the big deal? Since the top of the war, Luffy and his party have been working hard day and night. During this time, Luffy has undergone an amazing transformation, and there are rumors in his eyes. Bai Zi, the 14th cadre of the former Red Hair Pirates, killed Tenryubito Charles Rose on Fishman Island, and announced his withdrawal from the Red Hair Pirates to form the Yanwang Pirates. Wow. Ha, Bai Zi, is that Shanks, cadre who saved Ace in the war at the top? That's amazing. Yeah, what even Tenryubito is doing, he's too daring. Luffy and the others were overwhelmed with emotion, but Nico Robin's eyes flashed with a painful look, which was fleeting, and his mind couldn't help looking at the man named Bai Zi in the newspaper, murmuring to himself, that's it. Did he kill Tenryubito? I didn't expect to see that powerful guy again so soon. Let's go and head to Fishman Island at full speed. Wow ha ha ha. Straw Hat Pirates, here we come. The Amazon Lily Kingdom, the headquarters of the Nine Snakes Pirates. Click. Who was tasting red wine, heard the report from his subordinates, and the goblet in his hand was immediately shattered by his grip. Captain and the others actually killed Tenryubito on Fishman Island, formed the Yanwang Pirates and quit the Red-Haired Pirates, and even declared war with the four emperors Charlotte Linlin. Digesting the news from his subordinates, Boa Hancock murmured to himself, looking towards Fishman Island, while the concubine is gone, what did the captain and the others experience on Fishman Island? Since there's going to be a big war, how can they be without the 9 snake pirates? After all, I am the captain of the 1st Division of the Yanwang Pirates. If you fight like this, even if you die, your concubine will die with the captain. Immediately, the Empress Boa Hancock called the 2 sisters who had been debranded, and instructed, Captain, they have a big move, I have to leave for Fishman Island. During my absence, the entire country is completely blocked. Sister Hancock, why don't we go with you? Yes. Boa Hancock's 2 sisters spoke aloud, but was rejected by the Empress, knowing that going to Fishman Island is very dangerous, even if she is not sure of getting out of her body, let alone taking her 2 sisters there. Going to Fishman Island, the Empress does not intend to bring anyone. After all, one less person will reduce one risk. Little while, the Empress, who had arranged everything, galloped towards Fishman Island without disturbing anyone, hoping to catch up. On the other side, Fishman Island is not far away, 10,000 meters deep in the sea. Baizi gave the black turtle fruit from Peckham's to the little demon, and planned to upgrade the North Blue monster's combat power before the war. Sure enough, after taking the mysterious tortoise fruit with the little demon, the overall combat power has increased by as much as 2 times, and the strength of the body has increased by unknown levels. Young Master Bai, I have a feeling that when the little demon is at its strongest, those Marine Admiral you mentioned are probably not my opponents. The North Blue giant monster Kalakan felt the mighty surging power and tyrannical defense in his body. And the strongest state it said was undoubtedly the state when it was turned into an inch size. After this matter, Baizi returned to Fishman Island. At the same time, I have communicated with Shirahoshi for a long time, in order to better prepare a big gift for the people who will come, and after learning the number and strength of the Sea Kings that Shirahoshi can control at this time, I am not only a little surprised, but I secretly think it is the existence of Sea King Poseidon, one of the 3 ancient weapons. This ability is really against the sky. After leaving Shirahoshi's residence, he returned to the headquarters of the Yanwang pirates. Everything is ready, just owe the east wind. To read the underlined version of the novel, please download Fei Lu's novel. Chapter 68 _ all parties to Fishman Island. A few days later, the first ray of dawn in the sky penetrated the thick clouds and poured over the sea area of Fishman Island, covering the entire sea with a golden gauze. Where the sea and the sky meet, at a certain moment, battleships were lined up, heading towards Fishman Island, especially on the giant battleship in the center. Kuzan Kazaru and Momoshige were working overtime, looking at Fishman in the distance. Island direction. At the rear of the giant warship, there are dozens of marine warships. The lineup of this attack can be described as unprecedentedly powerful. Besides, in addition to the 3 Marine Admiral shots, there are also many Marine Headquarters Vice Admiral Rear Admiral. Even the series of humanoid weapons led by Zontaomaru, the scientific unit of the Marine Headquarters, were all put into the battlefield, and there were all the other members of the world government except Lucci, who was accepted by Baizi. Dozens of warships galloped towards Fishman Island, and the movement of Marine Headquarters was no different from attracting the attention of the whole world. Uncle, Fishman Island is ahead, that. Baizi was really bold, he dared to kill Tenryubito openly, this time Gorosei, 5 elders sent us all. War Taomaru, who looks very much like Kentaro, wears Kentaro's belly pocket and holds an axe. Holding these feet, he stares in the direction of Fishman Island with a bad expression. Don't underestimate the enemy, then Baizi can block more than 100,000 marine elites in the top war with his own strength. His strength is extremely tyrannical, especially the marine Rokushiki ultimate meaning, 6 king spears, on his body, and the same as Whitebeard. With the ability to shake the fruit, the strength of this person is conservatively estimated, even if it is not comparable to the 4 emperors, it is not far behind. This battle should not be careless. Kazaru stared solemnly in the direction of Fishman Island, although he looked unreliable at ordinary times, he would not drop the chain at critical moments. Besides, in addition to Baizi, his subordinates include Fujitora Isho, Ryokugyu, and Ace, who was not executed by them in the war, as well as the Empress Boa Hancock and Jinbei. It can be said that this Fishman Island has gathered too many people they want to destroy. Marine Headquarters battleship, more than 100 miles away. The banner of Kaido of the Beasts, hoisted in the wind. The Fire Calamity Ember, the Plague Queen and the 6 sons of Linkong stood on the deck. Boss Jin, Boss Queen, Kuzan Kazaru and the others are less than 100 miles away from Fishman Island, and they can reach Fishman Island in at most a quarter of an hour. The subordinate who came to report, the news from the investigation was reported to the 2 people led by Yan Zan and Epidemic Queen. Very good, keep investigating. Fire Calamity's gaze swept towards Fishman Island, and a thunderous voice echoed out. Brother, are we going to take action? Queen of the Epidemic thought that there were all parties involved in the war before, and failed to kill Baizi, and now there is another opportunity in front of him, how could he miss it? That, Baizi's strength is not weak, and there are people from the Marine headquarters to help us find the way. We don't need to go there in person. Yan Zonjan's eyes flashed with wise and vicious eyes, and then issued the order, go on, order all ships to move forward slowly, and maintain a distance of hundreds of miles from Marine headquarters. Yes, Boss Jin. Immediately, a person in charge of the ship's affairs came out loudly, instructing the 5 ships, and leading many elites towards Fishman Island. Kaido of the Beasts is like this on this side, Charlotte Linlin, S2 leaders on the other side, Katakuri and Cracker, the 2 Desert 3 stars who appeared on the top of the war before, also made the same decision as Kaido of the Beasts Jin. The holder must be distance, followed Marine towards Fishman Island. However, neither Kaido of the Beasts nor Charlotte Linlin's party came, but they were not found behind the 200 miles below the surface of the sea. A coated ship also headed towards Fishman Island. If Whitebeard, Ace and the others were there, they would definitely find that the man with a sullen face standing on the deck at this moment was none other than the Blackbeard who killed their 4th Division Captain Thatch. One of the Shichibukai under the current king, the Blackbeard Pirates. The entire Blackbeard team here is also a shotgun and cannonball, attracting many powerful men, and thanks to the help of Bai Zi, most of these people are from Infinite Hell on the 6th floor of Impel Down. Behind him are his 10 giant captains, Basakan, Lafayette, Katarina Devon, Wolf, Shot and others. Hehe, Captain Yingming, following behind Katakuri and Yan Jajin, that. The quake fruit on Bai Zi's body must belong to the captain. Wolf with a huge body best showed a gloomy arc. Previously, he was in the Infinite Hell on the 6th underground floor, and because of Ryokugyu's super strength, he did not take action, but this time is different, that kid is dead. Wolf is right, the pirate group of Bai Zi who was on top of the war is in the limelight, and now they dare to kill Tenryubito, and what is even more ridiculous is that they have left the red-haired pirate group. If the captain gets the shock fruit this time, it will definitely you can become another 5th emperor after the red hair. Hey, yes, I'll wait here and wish the captain to ascend the throne of the 5 emperors in advance. Hearing the congratulations from many of his subordinates around him, Blackbeard Teach grinned to the back of his ears, as if the image of him becoming the 5th emperor had already appeared in his mind. Marine government, Kaido of the Beasts, and Charlotte Linlin, you are all pawns in my hands this time. Just wait, soon I will be the 5th emperor, and then there will be a combination of my dark fruit and shaking fruit. You know one will be my opponent. The one who will eventually become One Piece, King of Pirates can only be my Blackbeard, Teach. On the marine battleship, Kuzan Kizaru and the new Admiral Momoshige, also know the ships behind Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin's henchmen, keeping a certain distance follow behind. These pirates are really beautiful. Kuzan looked behind him and said with a smile, not taking it seriously. Katakuri Cracker, the 3 Desert Masters, and the Fire Ember and the Plague Queen. New Admiral Momoshige, with her beautiful eyes squinting, said, if possible, all of them will stay on Fishman Island this time, so there is no need to go back. For pirates, to be precise, the pirates who do evil and do nothing to make the world in turmoil, Momoshige has always been extremely hated, and she will kill one when she sees one. It can be said that she is a hatred of evil, and she cannot tolerate it in her eyes. A woman with a little bit of sand, the world government and the marine headquarters, and even more so for pirates. Hearing Momoshige's words, Kuzan Kizaru's face changed slightly. Momoshige, don't mess around. This time our mission is to kill Bai Zi's gang. Those people may be our help. Seeing Momoshige's appearance, Kizaru's mouth twitched. He already knew something about this woman's temperament, and, as for Momoshige's strength, no one in the entire marine probably knew. Because no one has ever seen her go all out. The most urgent task now is to solve Bai Zi and his party. As for Katakuri and Yan Jajin, they will act according to the circumstances. Kuzan, who had been with Garp before, knew Momoshige's temperament very well, and said with a smile. Just as the 3 of them were talking, one after another, dozens of feet, even hundreds of feet, were ferocious sea kings, as if they had received some kind of order, they attacked the dozens of marine battleships such as Momoshiki and the others like sharp swords. Come. Chapter 69 Momosegi's combat power. The sea was frozen. Above the sea, dozens of marine warships, like a long sword, were heading straight towards Fishman Island. The goal was quite clear, to destroy the Baizi and his party who killed Tenryubito. Suddenly, there was no warning. A huge shark with a length of more than 200 feet immediately flicked its tail, and a fish tail with a size of several tens of meters fell from the sky in an instant, slapping dozens of marines without any hesitation. One of the battleships. Crack. With the loud noise that pierced the air, the sound of piercing the air swept out, and the next moment, the extremely solid marine battleship, in front of everyone's eyes, was immediately smashed into pieces, and the marine elite on the entire marine warship was directly photographed. Meet puree, some strong marine generals were also photographed, but before they could react, they were immediately eaten by other sea kings again. 3 seconds before and after, all the people on the warship were wiped out. Sea kings. Lots of sea kings. At least 100 heads. Damn, what happened? Ah, no, there is a shark coming towards our battleship. Just here, another shark with a height of several hundred meters, immediately smashed the battleship into pieces with a flick of its tail. At the critical moment, Kuzan Kizaru was about to shoot. Eyes flickered, a shadowy figure flashed out without the slightest hesitation. Armament immediately covered his right fist, and then smashed it hard. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Esoteric, 6 Kings Spear. Without the slightest hesitation, the slender hand wrapped in the black armament haki developed to the top, immediately under the stunned eyes of Kuzan and Kizaru, took the 6 Kings Spear, and slammed it on the shark that was several hundred meters tall. The next moment, the big king shark was immediately smashed by Momosegi's 6 King Spear, and the huge shark, hundreds of feet tall, instantly turned into flesh and blood, and then fell from the air. Fluttering, a small rain of blood just fell down like this. A single blow knocked everyone over, including Kuzan and Kizaru. Momosegi woke up to the ultimate mystery of Marine Rokushiki, 6 Kings Spear. When did this happen to her? Kuzan Kizaru stared at the rain of blood rushing down in front of him, speechless. With this hand alone, Momosegi's strength is definitely no weaker than them. Ah. Not good, Sea Kings. I forgot a lot, it's over. Right here, a marine screamed, but at some point in the air, there were more than a dozen Sea Kings that were bigger than the previous giant sharks. Without the slightest hesitation, even if they were like a mountain peak, it slammed hard on more than a dozen warships. Momosegi, who smashed a huge shark several hundred meters away with one punch, had a cold face, just like iceberg, developed the ultimate moon step, and appeared in front of another Sea King like a teleport. Open black lens bracket 6 Kings Spear, close black lens bracket. Directly punching out, Momosegi once again smashed armament on the other Sea King, without the slightest surprise, just like the previous Sea King. It turned into one again and this just started to bang 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 one after another, each time. After a moon step, Momosegi all appeared before the next Sea King, and the Sea King turned into a rain of blood with one punch, and Momosegi disappeared again, and so on. After 2 seconds, Momosegi returned to the deck, and here, between the heaven and the earth, the blood and rain were all covering the sky. Dozens of warships, with tens of thousands of marine elites, were stunned, dumbfounded. This is blood rain, my god. Momosegi Admiral, this is Momosegi Admiral's strength, so scary. I read that right, that was the ultimate mystery of our Marine Rokushiki, 6 Kings Spear. It's unbelievable that Momosegi Admiral has awakened the ultimate mystery of Marine Rokushiki like Baizi who is on top of the war. If Momosegi Admiral appeared in the top war before, a Kainu Admiral might not die. It's amazing, those Sea Kings who are top-notch beings were instantly killed by Momosegi Admiral. Has someone in our marine finally realized the ultimate meaning of Rokushiki? Of thousands of marine elites were horrified, as long as they knew that Baizi had driven their heroes Garp Vice Admiral and Sengoku Fleet Admiral back with the help of Marine Rokushiki's ultimate mystery, Six Kings Spear. Warship galloped, killing Fishman Island at a very fast speed. However, 10, 100, 100, thousands of countless top sea kings were madly attacking the direction of the Marine Headquarters warship, although with Momosegi's super strength, Kuzan Kizaru, Zantaomaru and others all made their shots, blood rained endlessly from the air, and one sea king corpse after another was lying on the sea. Tragic. A very tragic battle. It's staged at this moment. Bang bang, two more voices came from the two battleships. Now they are still dozens of miles away from Fishman Island, and the Marine battleship has already lost 3 ships. If the record is spread, their Marine is afraid that it will become another big joke in the war at the top of the class. 3 warships, a few with thousands of people broken. This kind of blow, Admiral Kuzan's eyes flashed cold, Marine Rokushiki shaved it, and it appeared in an instant, hundreds of feet above the sea, and there was a more than 400 feet high the big top sea king class. Kuzan smashed it with a punch, and the ability of the frozen fruit was exerted to the extreme. Open black lens bracket Ice Age close black lens bracket. Cold shout pierced the air and spread over the sea. The next moment was centered on Kuzan's right fist, and the reporter's extremely fast speed instantly covered the whole body of the more than 400-meter-long Sea King, freezing it into one. The pair of ice sculptures, and then connected to the Sea Kings on the water surface, once again spread to the whole sea area. Jong. 100 Jong. 1000 Jong. 10,000 Jong. One Sea King was frozen by Kuzan's great trick, Ice Age, and in the blink of an eye, there was a war with the previous top a very similar scene. Frozen world. That's right, the entire sea area is frozen by Kuzan's ability. If you look down at this moment, you will see that all the top Sea Kings are frozen in the seawater. Of course, these are extremely powerful. The Sea Kings did not die at all, they were only temporarily anchored. As for the deeper bottom, more Sea Kings collided with the ice surface. You must know that although Kuzan's Ice Age is very powerful, it can't penetrate the deep sea of 10,000 meters. But here, Kizaru, who appeared in the air, moved towards the hundreds of animals in the shallow under the surrounding ice that could break the ice at any time. The top Sea King class out of the capital. Open black lens bracket Yasukani no Magatama close black lens bracket. Instant, a wide range of light eggs exploded in the bodies of many Sea Kings, and then one after another blushing blood flow quietly converged into a stream. The spots in the frozen world blushed and blood flowed, forming a terrifying scene. Chapter 70 Everywhere you go is Shira Road. After this battle, the Marine headquarters lost 3 battleships, and now all the battleships have been blocked by Kuzan's frozen age and cannot be moved. Uncle, just now, the statistics on the loss of the Sea King's invasion have been calculated. Zantaomaru looked at the statistics of the battle report, the corners of his mouth twitched. You must know that the battle has not started yet. Speak. Looking at the devastated scene, Kizaru's face was gloomy. It was too embarrassing, and this was definitely done by Baizi's group. Although I don't know what method they used, they were able to order these deep-sea overlords, that name lots of Sea Kings. Kuzan and Momoseги also looked solemn. Obviously they greatly underestimated the means of their target Baizi this time. We lost 3 warships, 67 were Marine elites killed, 36 were wounded, including 1 rear admiral, 5 colonels, 8 middlemen, and 2 majors. Click. Taomaru's report. Kizaru's hand was so hard that the railing of the handrail was instantly shattered by his grip, and he stared angrily in the direction of Fishman Island. Uncle, what should we do now? All the remaining warships are blocked by the ice layer of Kuzan Admiral and cannot be driven. Zantaomaru looked at the frozen age around him, and couldn't help but sigh. Is this an admiral-level combat power? It's terrifying. Momoseги saw the frozen world around him, his eyes narrowed, and there was nothing wrong with Kuzan's performance. If it wasn't for his frozen age, their losses would have at least doubled. With a slight sigh of relief, he lifted his foot and took a step forward. The momentum around his body continued to rise, and in the blink of an eye he reached the admiral level. The remaining tens of thousands of marine elites in the field all looked over. "Uncle, Momoshiki Admiral, she is still." Taomaru was about to speak. He heard Momoshiki, an armament hockey holding the famous sword Conqueror, in front of him. All of Momoshiki and armament hockey were condensed on Conqueror. Past. Endless sword energy instantly flooded in front of everyone, slashing towards the sea frozen by Kuzan. Rumble slashed. There was a deafening roar on the ice surface under everyone's feet. Momoshiki's astonishing sword energy swept away and slashed straight towards Fishman Island. An instant, all the ice surface collapsed, and the endless ice block was once again turned into seawater by the fierce and fiery sword energy. Energy dissipated, and the sea surface with a length of more than 30 feet emerged, heading straight to Fishman Island. Everyone who saw this scene was stunned. Even Kuzan and Kizaru didn't expect that besides having the ultimate meaning of marine Rokushiki, Six Kings Spear, Rabbit is actually a swordsman. Are also superb. I am afraid that Shichibukai, the king, has been like this. Great swordsman. And he is the top great swordsman. You know. It is absolutely impossible for ordinary great swordsmen to destroy Kuzan's ice age to such a level. A new understanding of the newly promoted Momoshiki Admiral. This is definitely an Akainu Admiral whose strength is no less than their predecessor, and even more powerful than Akainu Admiral in some respects. All those with the rank of General and above, walk around to warn the Sea Kings. 5 minutes to rectify the time. 5 minutes afterwards, everyone set off, targeting Fishman Island. Yes, Momoshiki Admiral. This time Momoshiki's strength showed and completely conquered everyone present. Originally, they still wondered why Momoshiki was chosen as Marine Admiral, knowing that there are several candidates for Marine Admiral. Now, they know. It turns out that Momoshiki Admiral's strength is so strong, it's too terrifying. It is sensational to destroy Kuzan Admiral's ice age to such a degree with one sword. Even more terrifying, Momoshiki Admiral has nothing but swordsmanship. Comparable to the top swordsman, it shows their marine Rokushiki incisively and vividly, reaching the level of awakening the ultimate mystery, 6 King Spears. Such strength is definitely the existence of their marine headquarters standing at the top of the pyramid. Kuzan Kizaru sees Momoshiki Vivi breathe a sigh of relief at the terrifying combat power. In this case, the chances of not losing Baizi and his party were a little higher. Involuntarily, the two of them just thought of Momoshiki's statement that they would keep Katakuri and Fire Calamity in Fishman Island. They just breathed a sigh of relief and mentioned it again. With Momoshiki's strength, they can really do that. Generally not impossible. 5 minutes later. All the marine warships that were frozen by Kuzan Admiral were pulled out of the ice and landed on the water. There were more than 30 feet of water, and it was easy for the 4 warships to be side by side. Go. Coming to the deck, Momoshiki made an unmistakable coquettish sound, piercing the air and lingering in the ice age. Yes, Momoshiki Admiral. Immediately, dozens of warships straightened their bows and killed again in the direction of Fishman Island, and among the nearly 100 top masters with the rank of general guarding the ships, no one of the Sea Kings succeeded. From time to time, there will be a large corpse of a Sea King left in the Ice Age, on both sides of the sea, all the way forward, leaving behind a body full of countless Sea Kings. Even the blue sea surface turned light red at this moment, and on both sides, there were blood-colored streams trickling down into the water. Asura Yongdao. That's right, the place where dozens of marine warships pass by. Only these 4 words can explain it vividly. It can be said that the scene in front of me is the true portrayal of Asura Yongdao. Look around for 1 mile. 5 miles. 10 miles. 20 miles. That's all. No one knows how many Sea King corpses there are on both sides of the Ice Age. Physically and mentally exhausted, his eyelids twitched wildly. Killing the Sea Kings so frequently, they are also not easy. More or less, they are all painted, tired, really tired. If you give them a bed at this moment, they will definitely sleep for 3 days and 3 nights, in golden color. The refraction of the sun took off, and between heaven and earth, above the sea, an extremely beautiful picture was formed. Chapter 71_3 Parties shocked, Blackbeard premeditated. After about 10 minutes, Flame Calamity Ember and Epidemic Calamity Queen came to the exhibition site. Even if they were shaken by the scene, their ship was blocked by Kuzan Admiral's ice age more than 10 minutes ago. The embers used up their fiery flames, and forced their way out of the ice surface, and only then did they come to the arena. Ice Age, what happened here? What a terrible battlefield. The Plague Queen glanced around and murmured solemnly. There are many Sea Kings, at least thousands, and Marine has lost 3 warships this time. It is more roughly estimated that thousands of people died here. It's hard to imagine why these Sea Kings attacked them, don't they? It's the ghost of Bai Zi and his party. The Flame Calamity and the Plague Queen couldn't figure it out, as did the 6 sons of Linkong, not to mention the many subordinates on the 3 pirate ships. Look, my god, there are a lot of Sea King corpses over there, and there is a crack that has been chopped, more than 30 feet wide. What? An exclamation from his subordinates attracted the attention of both the Flame Calamity Ember and the Plague Queen. Looking around, the two took a deep breath. The sea surface, which was more than 30 feet wide, finally gathered at the feet of that man, and there was still a faint smell of sword energy in the air. This was a good slash. It's just how strong the horseman has to be able to do this. Great swordsman. And he is a top-level great swordsman, his swordsmanship. The level is at least the level of Shichibukai Mahawk under the king. How wicked the flames are, and can destroy Kuzan's ice age to such a degree that it is hard to imagine that there are people with such superb swordsmanship in Marine. Reason why they were confirmed to be Marines was very simple. Except for the 3 warships that were attacked by the Sea Kings, there was no one else. If Bai Zi and his party were the ones, not only 3 warships would be damaged in the field. Addition, Yan Shanjian's gaze looked deeply at both sides of the Shira corridor in the distance, where thousands of corpses of Sea Kings, and the sea water that had been dyed red and had not yet dissipated, this time Marine headquarters, in addition to the 3 admiral, seemed to bring the others are also quite weak. They couldn't help but rejoice. Fortunately they followed behind Marine, otherwise so many Sea Kings would undoubtedly be a very fatal blow to them. Just so many Sea Kings, how did Bai Zi and the others do it? Yan Zhanjian frowned. Things were extremely strange here. This Bai Zi was even more difficult than he imagined. Everyone, be careful, Queen, and all the cadres, pay attention to your surroundings, don't let the remaining Sea Kings sneak attack. Yes. Understood. Marine's lessons learned. He can still be careless, but looking at the thousands of Sea Kings in the Shira Road, he knows what kind of pressure Marine is facing ahead. Not long after the 2 disasters of Kaido of the Beasts left, Charlotte Linlin's Sweet Stars Katakuri and Cracker also came to the scene. Like the fire disaster, Katakuri's expression was also solemn, and he looked in the direction of Fishman Island with a deep meaning, and no longer dared to be careless. Be careful, that Bai Zi is not as simple as we thought, but it is still easy to kill Smoothie. Declare war with us. No matter how extraordinary you are, you will not be able to escape the fate of being destroyed today. Cracker, keep an eye on your surroundings and keep going. Meanwhile, under the ice. This is. How did Kuzan's strict ice age come about? What happened ahead? On the Blackbeard pirates looked suspiciously at the ice above their heads. Fortunately, the depth of their coating was low enough. Otherwise, their entire ship would have been frozen in the sea by Kuzan's ice age. Looking up at them, the closer they got to the battlefield just now, the more Sea Kings were frozen in ice. The small ones were several dozen feet, and the bigger ones were several hundred feet. Among them, a few big guys with a few hundred feet broke free from the freeze, and they were easily solved by returning their beards. They would not give these Sea Kings a chance to attack their ships. The further he walked, the more solemn Blackbeard's expression became, looking at the thousands of children who died on the way, and there was no end in sight. Could it be that these are written by Bai Zi? This is for Marine 3 Admiral's gifts. Damn, if Lao Tzu has this kind of ability, it would not be easy to become the fourth emperor. Commanding the ability of a sea king, could it be that the person under Z who has this ability, this person, must get it? If you can't get it, you will kill it. With the hatred between yourself and Ace, Baizi and the others will never let them go in the future. After figuring out the joints, Blackbeard's eyes became cold again. In addition to getting Baizi's shaking fruit this time, he had another purpose, and that was to get this person who could command the Sea Kings. Captain, look, that's up there. Kuzan's ice age was actually cut out by a rift of more than 30 feet. My god, what kind of strength. Wolf's eyes widened, and he looked up on the deck and stared at the chopped ice surface. The top swordsman. This person's strength is absolutely comparable to the king's Shichibukai Mahawk, and even more powerful than Mahawk, the world's largest swordsman. Of Blackbeard were shocked when they saw the ice surface being chopped apart. If they encountered such a powerful person, they would definitely die. From the point of view of the purpose, this person is likely to be a member of Marine, but I have never heard of such a master in Marine. Tippin frowned, and in her mind, she had no memory at all. New Marine Admiral Momoshige. Blackbeard searched the memory in his mind, and finally said solemnly. If my expectations are correct, this person is likely to be Momoshige Admiral. Momoshige Admiral, that Marine's new beauty admiral. Hearing Blackbeard's words, Wolf's eyes flashed with disbelief. Not bad. Blackbeard looked at the crack of more than 30 feet above with fear, and said solemnly, don't underestimate Momoshige because she is a woman. You must know that she was named Momoshige by Marine when she was still Vice Admiral. The strength of this man is unfathomable. Judging from the current situation, this woman's strength is likely to be higher than that of the dead Akainu. What? Strength is above Akainu. As soon as Blackbeard said this, the surrounding subordinates and members were all stunned, and their hearts were filled with deep surprise. They know Blackbeard too well, and there are not many people who can make him say this. So, that Marine's newly promoted Momoshige Admiral, 89, is as strong as what Blackbeard said. It's just special, a girl is so powerful, which makes these big pirates who have been guilty of crimes so much, and if they are caught by this girl, the scene is unimaginable. Chapter 72 Momoshige's Little Demon. Above the sea, it is dozens of miles away from Fishman Island. After beheading tens of thousands of sea kings along the way, nearly 100 marine elites with the rank of generals landed on the decks of dozens of warships, panting heavily, their calves twisted. It fell softly onto the deck. All generals rest for a quarter of an hour and prepare for the battle on Fishman Island. The exhausted General Kizaru, he turned his eyes towards the Shira Yongdao behind him, the corners of his mouth twitched and his eyelids twitched. Call. Yes, Kizaru Admiral. Hearing that they could finally rest, many general-level officers breathed a sigh of relief one by one. If they didn't die in battle, they were afraid they would be exhausted. However, at the moment when many general-level officers relaxed their vigilance, observation haki covered Momoshige and Kuzan Kizaru in the entire sea, and his eyes narrowed. Scoff. Chi-Chi. With the thickness of dark golden houses burst out of the water without the slightest warning, and then turned into long whips and slashed at Momoshige and the three of them. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Esoteric, 6 King's Spear. Open black lens bracket Yatagara mirror close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket ice block explosive pheasant mouth close black lens bracket. The sudden attack, the three Momoshige 3 immediately attacked without holding back. Boom boom, 3 cosmic explosion-like sounds roared, and the surrounding sea boiled, splashing 3 waves of hundreds of feet, and the house-sized object in front of the 3 people was instantly smashed into pieces. 3 of them blocked it, but the other 5 battleships were unlucky. Crack. Clap clap clap. Without the slightest hesitation, 5 long whips the size of houses instantly turned the 5 warships into powder, and endless blood flowed from the sea. Waves settled, and the sea was calm again, but Momoshige's 3-person spirit reached the climax. What is that just now? It's terrible, it's terrible, it's the size of a house, and our 5 warships were photographed and disappeared in an instant. No, how can there be such a terrible creature? 5 warships, with 5 vice admiral and 10 rear admiral on them, that's all. Stupid, everyone is dumbfounded. Momoshiki Trio 3 even heard the corners of his mouth twitching, his eyelids twitching wildly. Damn, what the hell was that just now? After one blow, they killed 5 of their warships in an instant. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It lasted for 6 or 7 minutes, and finally, with a crashing sound, a house-sized octopus appeared in front of Momoshiki's 3 people, and at the same time, thousands of Sea Kings attacked dozens of marine battleships in unison. Damn. Asshole. When the 2 of Kuzan Kizaru saw this, they scolded their mother directly, but Momoshiki's voice came from beside this room. Kuzan, Kizaru, you guard the warship, that guy is here. Kuzan Kizaru to reply. Momoshiki was already stepping on the moon step with a swipe of the soles of his feet, and smashed the octopus with a teleport-like limit punch. Judging from the familiar feeling, the guy in front of him was the one who just attacked them. Existed, although the size it is much smaller, but the aura around him has soared many times over. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Profound Truth Open Black Lens Bracket 6 King's Spear, Close Black Lens Bracket. The ultimate armament haki and observation haki are fully open, the thick black shining right fist, the ultimate blow is fierce towards the opposite pure gold, full of the dangerous octopus smashed over. Facing Momoshiki's ultimate blow, the octopus's eyes shrank suddenly, not daring to hold it big, and the 8 golden tentacles gathered at one point, and drew towards Momoshiki. Booming the 2, they collided in an instant. Like 2 stars, they exploded above the sea, and around the person and the beast, waves of thousands of feet were splashed, covering the sky and destroying the sky and the earth. The surrounding dozens of huge Sea Kings were instantly burst into meat sauce by the air waves of the 2, and the huge waves directly spilled out to the 4 directions, and it seemed that dozens of warships would be overturned. Open Black Lens Bracket Ice Time Close Black Lens Bracket. The tide of thousands of meters came, and when Kuzan used his Ice Time ability, he instantly turned the tide of thousands of meters into an ice sculpture and stopped hundreds of meters above dozens of battleships. However, Kuzan's first shot caused hundreds of Sea Kings to find a loophole, slammed into the inside, and flicked their tails towards dozens of battleships. Asshole. Open Black Lens Bracket Yasukani no Magatama Close Black Lens Bracket. Glint Glint Fruit ability Kizaru appeared on the deck for the first time, and once again made a unique move towards the surrounding area. On the other side, Zan Taomaru and the following humanoid weapons were full of firepower, facing the Sea King who was hundreds of feet and hundreds of feet. The class launched an overwhelming attack. Although there were many attacks, several warships were still sunk again under the waves of Sea King attacks. Fortunately, the marine elites on the ships were not photographed as minced meat. Above the sea, the waves of thousands of meters fell, and there was a deafening sound when they slapped the water surface. A cold light appeared in Momoshiki's eyes in the air. The sharp edge of a top swordsman flashed in the air, and instantly penetrated the body from the head of the golden octopus. After that, with a puff sound, a knife that was inadvertently beaten was cut into 2 halves. Then, he fell into the sea water, and there was no more movement. Momoshiki in the air, dodged to the deck of the warship, his face suddenly turned pale with a puff, and a mouthful of blushing blood spurted out, but she wiped it away immediately. Momoshiki, are you all right? Kuzan Kizaru hurried forward, the extreme sword just now, if it weren't for the golden octopus careless, I am afraid that this time they will have a bad battle to fight. The strength of that monster just now was comparable to Admiral. I'm afraid it is the culprit that they have encountered countless Sea Kings along the way, but being able to solve it today is a big help in killing Baizi. Slightly injured. But it's not a big problem. I'm afraid our time to enter Fishman Island will be delayed by an hour. Words were finished, Momoshiki sprayed out a mouthful of blushing blood again, and his face was even more defeated. Kuzan Kizaru's face was solemn, and Kizaru immediately ordered, "Battle Taumaru, count the battle damage, repair the entire army, and enter the Fishman Island." "Yes, yes." Carrying a huge battle axe, looked at Momoshiki and his eyes changed. If he said that he was a little afraid before, but now he is really afraid, this woman is so strong. Much stronger than him. That, comparable to the golden octopus of the admiral level, was directly killed by this bitch. What a terrifying combat power. No wonder my uncle said that Momoshiki's strength is probably higher than the dead Akainu admiral. The tens of thousands of marine elites who survived, while his heart lingered, he looked at Momoshiki with a frenzy in his eyes. The horse riding, Momoshiki admiral is too strong. That, the monster-like octopus that can shrink was killed by Momoshiki admiral. Although he was injured a little, he was proud of himself. Fortunately, Momoshiki admiral was there this time, otherwise, they would be afraid of death. Damn busy boy, it's all that guy. When Momoshiki admiral recovers, he will kill them all. Fei Lu reminds you. 3 things to read, collect, push. Chapter 73 Marine casualties. More than 20,000 people. The sea area where Momoshiki is located is under 10,000 meters. Which was split in half by Momoshiki's top swordsman's sword, joined together again at this moment, and the injury in the middle recovered quickly at a speed visible to the naked eye. To be careless, that woman is so powerful. With one sword, all defenses were broken. If it wasn't for the recovery ability bestowed by young Master Bai, I would have already died at this moment. The golden octopus thought about the picture just now with lingering fears. It can be said that it was the closest time he was to death except for that time with young Master Bai, and he really didn't want to experience it a second time. However, it seems that my purpose has been achieved. The golden octopus murmured to himself, and immediately turned into an inch size, and quickly ran towards Fishman Island. On the other side, on the deck of the Black Army battleship. "Uncle, under the invasion of the damn monster octopus this time, we lost another 8 warships, 10 vice admiral, 15 rear admiral, and 40 colonels. A total of 123 people were killed, 30 people were seriously injured, and the remaining 423 marine elites." Counting the losses, Zan Taomaru reported to Kizaru with the corners of her mouth drawn. "Remaining people. Bastard, that damn golden octopus. This time it is more ruthless than the last time. The two combined killed nearly 20,000 people. Shame, shame. This battle to encircle and suppress Baizi is undoubtedly the biggest loss and the most shameful one in their marine history. 1. Even without seeing the opponent's people, they lost nearly 20,000 people. What a casualty ratio. They were able to destroy an admiral-level golden octopus, and they lost a full 2 horses. Hurts. It hurts too much. The Flaming Ember, Katakuri, and the Blackbeard pirates who are not far from Marine, and the Blackbeard pirates under the ice, observation hockey enveloped the marine area. Immediately, he learned of the topic that the marine elites were talking about. In an instant, everyone was shocked. After this battle, Momoshiki Admiral was injured, and Marine had more than 20,000 casualties, including many Vice Admiral, Rear Admiral, and more colonels. But the only thing that made them gratified was that Momoshiki solved Baizi's unknown hole card. This Baizi was really not easy, and he was able to conquer such a monster in the sea. Knowing this, everything is clear. Marine's encounters along the way are all the handwriting of the golden octopus, the overlord of the sea. Hearing the news, Blackbeard sighed and said to himself, unfortunately, he originally planned to take that golden octopus for his own use, that Momoshiki bitch, he took it as far as possible. As for Blackbeard's one-stick subordinate, the big pirate, yes. The girls. It's too dick, the top swordsman with one person's power can kill the golden octopus in one strike. That kind of strength can definitely be called destroying the sky and destroying the earth. Yeah, I really don't know how that boy Baizi conquered that octopus monster. It's incredible. Hey, there's a good show coming up. It seems that Marine suffered such a big loss this time. I'm afraid that she will fight to the end with Baizi and his party. Isn't it true? There are more than 20,000 casualties. If there is no record, Marine will definitely become the most ridiculous laughingstock in the whole world. Hearing his subordinates' discussion, Blackbeard felt a little relieved, although that the golden octopus that could control the Sea Kings died, but at the same time, the Sea Jun and Baizi have forged an indelible bond this time. Blackbeard with slightly narrowed eyes, looked towards Fishman Island, and the scene of Baizi vs. Marine and Kaido of the Beast's Charlotte Linlin's confidant appeared in his mind. Fight. Fight. In the end, it will be cheaper for my Blackbeard pirates, and the person who harvests the devil fruit will be me. In his opinion, this time, it is not only the conflict between Baizi and the government, but also the opportunity for his Blackbeard to shake the fruit in one fell swoop, and then conquer the Fifth Emperor's ambition. A quarter of an hour. 2/4 of an hour. 3/4 of an hour. Soon, an hour later, Momoshiki came out of the battleship room. At this moment, his face has recovered most of the time, and there is still a trace of paleness. His recovery speed is even that of Kuzan and Kizaru. All were surprised. Okay, let's go. They came to the deck. Momoshiki said nothing, and ordered to enter Fishman Island. Momoshiki, your state. Would you like to stop for a few hours? Kuzan Kizaru looked at Momoshiki with a faint worry. They were very aware of Momoshiki's injury before. No problem, it won't affect my strength. Go. Momoshiki's eyes flickered, and his eyes were fixed on the direction of Fishman Island. This time, the three admirals of the three of them shot and killed more than 20,000 people. They didn't even see the ghosts of Baizi and his party. If such news spreads out, the face of their marine is now, the only way to remedy it is to destroy Baizi and his party as quickly as possible, so as to preserve the last trace of their marine's dignity. That's fine. Kuzan Kizaru glanced at each other. Momoshiki has already said this. They can't say anything. After all, Momoshiki's intention is also their intention. To know. This is the first time for the three of them to make a move. If it spreads out, not only will Marine become the world's joke, but the three of them will become an even bigger joke. The three admirals of the dignified Marines shot at the same time, and they were there without seeing the pirate face, causing more than 20,000 casualties. They couldn't bear this shame, nor were they willing to bear it. Reorganize the whole army. Target Fishman Island. Go. Following Kizaru's orders, dozens of warships galloped towards Fishman Island again, and since Momoshiki killed the golden octopus, the Sea Kings under the sea have never been seen again. Meanwhile, on the other side. Kingdom, in Shirahoshi Hall. Shirahoshi's pretty face of human height was as white as snow, and he was completely exhausted. He immediately raised his head and fell down, but as soon as he was about to fall, he was supported by the Empress Boa Hancock on the chair and sat down. The beautiful eyes flickered at the girl who was even more beautiful than her. How did the captain do it, so that Poseidon, the Sea King of Fishman Island, did this for him? Immediately, Shirahoshi told Baizi and others about the record of the Sea King class. Of course, she did not know that there was a golden octopus among them, that is, the North Blue giant monster intervened. Everyone was stunned to learn of the casualties on Marine's side. Of more than 20,000 people are too ruthless. How many people did Marine send here this time? And they killed more than 20,000 people from the Sea Kings alone. Only the corner of Baizi's mouth curved into a satisfied arc. It seems that the little demon did not let himself down. Chapter 74 The Battle of Fishman Island, Revelation. In front of Fishman Island, above the sea, dozens of marine warships came galloping, and soon, a huge pirate appeared in everyone's sight. Above the flag was a going 5-clawed dragon with a ferocious dragon head, screaming in the sky. The Yanwang Pirates, that is the Yanwang Pirates formed after Baizi left the Red Hair Pirates. Who survived on the battleship stared at the flag raised in the wind ahead with wide eyes. Baizi's gang, you are so bold, how dare you intercept us above the sea? Bastard, I want to avenge my brother. Those guys are dead and must not be let today. He escapes. The power of Momoshiki Admiral. Many marine elites also became more confident, staring fiercely at the pirate ship in front of them, eager to rush over and tear those hateful pirates to pieces. At this moment, due to the previous ice age of Kuzan, the sea on both sides was frozen, which gave many marine elites room to play. Open black lens bracket ice block partisan close black lens bracket. In front of him, Kuzan immediately had dozens of ice spears in Ningchang. No matter the degree of solidification and attack power, they were all improved a lot compared to the top war. Obviously, the top war was his ability to develop frozen fruit again. With a wave of his palm, in the next instant, dozens of ice spears turned into dozens of white streamers, and instantly moved towards Bai Biao on the ship of the Yanwang pirates of Bai Zi's group. Open black lens bracket mirror fire close black lens bracket. Kuzan's attack came in the blink of an eye, but Ace appeared on the ice surface in a flash, and a large amount of flames burst out from his right arm. In the next instant, a huge wall of flames appeared in front of Ace. Chi dozens of partisans collided and were redeveloped by Ace and melted into armament, flames. When even the dozens of partisans in Kuzan were melted, they evaporated into water vapor and dissipated into nothingness. Open black lens bracket Yasukani no Magatama close black lens bracket. Just after the fight between the two ended, Kizaru had already made his move, and countless beams of light turned into streamers, attacking Baizi and his gang of the Yanwang pirates who were few in number but extremely powerful. With the ability of glint fruit, countless light bullets rushed in an instant. Open black lens bracket gravity barrier close black lens bracket. Suddenly, the precise gravity of the standing Fujitora Isho enveloped the pirate group, forming an invisible barrier of absolute defense. Boom boom boom, around the pirate ship where Baizi and others were, countless roars exploded outside the barrier, deafening, countless ice blocks flipped, was instantly blown into steam, and rose in this area. Above the sea shrouded by the ice age. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Profound Truth Open black lens bracket 6 King's Spear, close black lens bracket. Without any hold, Momoshiki came up and armament hockey poured into his right hand, and used Marine Rokushiki's Ultimate Mystery, 6 King's Spear. Couldn't wait for a long time, immediately punched Momoshiki, who was also domineering, like an ancient fist covered with poisonous fruit. The two men faced each other, and it was like two comets collided in an instant. There was a loud roar. The endless roar was torn apart before the collision between the two, and the sound of click spread from the feet of the two, and the crack of thousands of meters was in the ice surface between the two spreads to the left and right. The unparalleled impact also caused Ryokugyu to turn into a bullet and fly backwards, retreating more than 10 feet away, and Momoshiki on the opposite side also retreated 5 or 6 feet. The first confrontation, the competition of pure power, Ryokugyu unexpectedly fell down. Ryokugyu, who had stepped back more than 10 feet, not only did not get discouraged, but his eyes became more and more frantic, the poisonous gas lingered around his body, and his eyes flashed with excitement. Marine Rokushiki's ultimate meaning, I didn't expect you to meet the captain. Kind of move is interesting. Quote. Take me a move Poison Dragon Fist. Flash, Ryokugyu appeared in front of Momoshiki in an instant, and the ferocious dragon head evolved from the poisonous fruit slammed into it with a fierce punch, without a trace of pity. Cut. The face of Ryokugyu's almost full-strength blow, Momoshiki immediately slashed out with a sword, and the sword intent dashed endlessly. The crack, the influence of Yue, was stunned to spread thousands of feet, even more than before. After the blow was over, Ryokugyu was slashed several meters away again, but Momoshiki didn't have the slightest hint of joy on his face. The strength of this big man in front of her is even more terrifying than she expected. No wonder this guy can even defeat a Kainu. It seems that this battle must be fought quickly. Suddenly, Momoshiki closed his eyes and raised his sword above his head. Marine Rokushiki's ultimate meaning, 6 King's Spear. Fist intent poured into the swords in both hands endlessly, and suddenly opened his eyes, 6 King's Sword intent. Slash. Integrating the Six Kings Spear, Fist Intent, Momoshiki, who evolved into a top swordsman's sword intent, suddenly came out with the ultimate slash, carrying the energy of destroying the sky and destroying the earth, and slashed towards Ryokugyu. Ha ha ha, what a Six Kings sword intent, look at me, double dragons going to the sea. Now, Ryokugyu is also a hardy size, and he doesn't dare to hold it big in his heart. In an instant, the endless poison of the poisonous fruit poured into his hands. In an instant, in front of Ryokugyu, there were two poisonous dragons with a height of 1,000 meters, entangled together, and attacked towards the opposite. Six Kings sword intent, rushed forward fiercely. However, the other side Zero is in the direction. Lucci, you actually joined Baizi's pirate group. Spandam's eyes widened, staring in disbelief at the figure standing in front of him, not Rob Lucci or who. Zero members behind Spandam also looked strange, because many of them were Lucci's men before. Regarding Spandam's words, Lucci obviously had expected it, and said without much fluctuation, I am now the captain of the 5th Division of the Yanwang Pirates. Get past me first. Lucci, you. Listening to Rob Lucci's words, Spandam's lungs are about to explode. Okay. Very good. Everyone listen. Rob Lucci betrayed the world government, betrayed Zero, and from now on is no longer all of you, sir, but an enemy. Follow me and kill Lucci. Eliminate the traitors. Open black lens bracket elephant hand knife close black lens bracket. Was a unique move when he came up, and the attack attacked Rob Lucci fiercely, with a completely dead hand. Very well, this is in line with my estimate. You coveted my seat for a day or two before, right? Rob Lucci, the corners of his mouth curved a radian, breaking Spandam's thoughts, and a swipe on the soles of his feet, Marine Rokushiki ultimate profound truth, Six Kings Spear. Instantly avoiding Spandam's attack, he punched directly on his abdomen with a dull sound, and in the next instant, Spandam appeared hundreds of feet away, mercilessly embedded in the ice. Within. How can it be? Spandam, who was embedded in the ice block, looked at Rob Lucci opposite him in horror. Although this kind of Six Kings Spear, incomparable with Baizi and Momoshiki, it crushes their existence at this level. Rob Lucci's many subordinates are also stunned at the moment. The Six King guns, it is actually the Six Kings again. Fei Lu reminds you, the three things of reading, collect, push. Chapter 75 _ The battlefield is anxious, 2 disasters and 2 stars are besieged. Reproduce the Six King guns. Rob Lucci's first-hand Six King guns immediately attracted the shock of all parties. First, Baizi, who was at the top of the war, and then the newly promoted Momoshiki admiral. Now the core member of the company, Rob Lucci, who is responsible for protecting Tenryubito, has also awakened Marine Rokushiki's ultimate mystery, Six Kings Spear, and the world is completely in chaos. That is the ultimate meaning of Marine Rokushiki, the legendary existence, and now there are 3.3. Empress Hancock and Jinbei were also very surprised. They also didn't expect that this person who was announced to be the 5th division of their Yanwang and Black Thieves would even know Marine Rokushiki's ultimate mystery, Six Kings Spear. Rob Lucci's eyes were also shining brightly. He clenched the fist in his handshake, feeling the boundless surging power contained in it. Although he just woke up and was not very skilled, dealing with a person like Spandam would definitely be an instant kill. Is this the ultimate Marine Rokushiki meaning, Six Kings Spear, mastered by the captain? Rob Lucci, who was mumbling to himself, thanked Baizi for all of this for his guidance, otherwise he would have to wait until he broke through the last layer of bottleneck, and he might not even be able to awaken the ultimate meaning of Marine Rokushiki's trick in this life. It's really an interesting pattern of flaming yellow and black thieves. A 5th division captain can awaken Marine Rokushiki's ultimate mystery, Six Kings Spear, but unfortunately it will fall here today. Just as Rob Lucci was delighted, and when the parties were fighting, a playful voice pierced the air from the sea not far away and spread. It was none other than the other 2 disasters of Kaido of the Beasts, Blazing Ash and Plague Queen, and the one who spoke was the Plague Queen. Killing the Awakener of Marinaro Kushiki's ultimate mystery, 6 Kings Spear, sounds good. Open black lens bracket Tyrannosaurus fist close black lens bracket. Queen, who has the dragon fruit Brachiosaurus form, without any fancy moves, punched Rob Lucci, who had just awakened to the 6 Kings Spear, trying to kill this potential threat in the bud. Say it slowly, say it fast. Blink of an eye, the attack of the Plague Queen has come to Rob Lucci's head. Open black lens bracket 10,000 tile Jungchen close black lens bracket. Facing the attack of the Queen of Plague, Jinbei's casserole-sized fist smashed it with a fist that was enough to split 10,000 tiles. 10,000 pieces of Hua Jungchen. Obviously Jinbei's strength has also made great progress after joining the Yanwang pirates. If it was placed before, Jinbei is definitely not the reward value of Kaido of the beasts in front of you. 1.3 billion 2 million Queen of the Plague opponent. After one blow, the ice surface cracked, and countless vigor swept away the surrounding marine elites, and the cracks spread. Oh! King Shichibukai, no, it's Shichibukai, the former king. I didn't expect your strength to grow so fast. Before that, the Queen of Pandemic would never take Jinbei of Shichibukai under the king in her eyes. After all, the difference in strength between the two is not a star. Now Jinbei's strength has made him pay more attention. Yes, then take the old man's blow. Open black lens bracket 20,000 shark tile Jungchen close black lens bracket. Jinbei not know that the arrival of the Queen of Epidemic and others, and now he hit again, and directly increased his combat power again, with a rapid fist, even the air was blasted, and he punched the Queen of the Plague with a violent punch. Crazy boy. Eyes of the Queen of the Epidemic. When she fought against Jinbei, an ice surface cracked, and the scene of marine flying over began again. On the other side, the Star of Kuro and the Queen Boa Hancock all fought their own way. In the end, only Katakuri and Fire Calamity did not take action. Of course, there was also the black-bearded pirate who was hiding in the dark and could attack at any time like a poisonous snake. Group line. The Yanwang pirates, Bai Zi, really underestimated you. Katakuri let the rest of the cadres swept through the formation and looked at the white man in front of him deeply. Z, the guy who killed his sister Smoothie. Reason why he didn't let other cadres take action was because this Bai Zi's strength made him very jealous, and rashly taking action was likely to increase casualties. Katakuri, how about avoiding long nights and dreaming together? Kaido of the Beasts, first confidant, Fire Bitter, said to Katakuri, the star of Desert 3 generals. So good. Yan Zanjin's intention is similar to his, and the two join forces, this kid will definitely die. Open black lens bracket Waxy Thorn close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Arlong Claws close black lens bracket. The air was boiling with two congratulations, Katakuri and Yan Calamity came up with a big killing move. What they had to do was to kill this kid named Bai Zi in the shortest time. As for the others, they were all small things. Of course they know the principle of capturing the thief first and capturing the king. As long as Bai Zi is dead, the others will be defeated. The trident full of armament was swirling at high speed, carrying an unparalleled offensive and heading towards Bai Zi, and the other side of Yan Calamity's demonic claw was even more powerful. It can be said that admiral-level existences should be treated seriously, but now there are these two people in front of them. The face of the joint attack of the two, even if any marine admiral had to avoid his edge, the opposite Bai Zi's extreme power of Thunder Sword. Open black lens bracket Thunder Palm close black lens bracket. In an instant, with Bai Zi's protruding right palm as the center, a huge thunder palm with a length of more than 10 meters suddenly slammed towards the combined attack of the two. The three attacks collided in an instant. Thunder rumbled across the sky, Katakuri and Yan Jajin snorted lightly, and the strength in their hands was even stronger. Zitsa. The endless thunder was reckless, and a marine battleship not far from the three of them was instantly shattered, and at least dozens of marine elites were electrocuted to death by the thunder. After one blow, the ice surface between the three of them instantly cracked several feet of water, and many seawater gurgled out from it. The thunder in the sky dissipated, and the three of them stood up in the air. Baizi stepped back 5 feet, and Katakuri and Yanjajin on the opposite side retreated more than 10 feet. Looking at the retreating distance between the two sides, Katakuri and Yan Zanjin had solemn expressions, and their eyes changed when they looked at Baizi again. That guy was so powerful, and when the two of them joined forces, they couldn't gain the absolute upper hand for a while. Seeing this, the Queen of Epidemic and Cracker, the star of Desert 3 generals, looked at each other. All cadres take action and stop these people. Yes, Boss Queen. Yes, Lord Cracker. Immediately, many cadres of Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin, who were watching from the sidelines, all joined the battlefield. As for the Plague Queen and the 3 Desert Generals, Cracker, they stepped out without the slightest hesitation. Open black lens bracket Overlord God Fist close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket armament / close black lens bracket. 2 consecutive attacks attacked Baizi with extreme ferocity, and Katakuri and Fire Calamity on the other side, very tacitly, turned into 2 meteors and attacked Baizi again. Open black lens bracket silly groaning close black lens bracket. Katakuri's ultimate move came out again, and the dark red Conqueror Haki was full of firepower, immediately wrapped in armament, arms, and attacked Baizi in multiple directions. It wasn't just when the Katakuri Conqueror Haki was revealed, the Conqueror Haki on the other side, which was also a dark red blaze, slammed open, instantly reaching the highest point, and slammed away with a punch. Open black lens bracket Arlong thrust close black lens bracket. The 2 Conqueror Haki gathered together and instantly pressed towards Baizi on the opposite side. There were 4 attacks in the middle of the attack. Such a blow definitely exceeded the Admiral level by a large margin, even if the existence of the Admiral level was hit by this blow, not to die but also to be seriously injured. Chapter 76 Upgraded version of the 6 Kings Thunder Gun, Blackbeard Shot. The 4 extremes attacked in an instant. Everywhere on the battlefield, there was a stagnation for a moment, and all attention was attracted by the 4 peaks of the field. Marine Rokushiki Final Profound Truth Open Black Lens bracket 6 Kings Thunder Spear, Close Black Lens bracket. Without the slightest hesitation, Baizi's endless thunder poured into his right fist in an instant. Even if the upgraded version of the 6 Kings Spear was released, only any fancy moves would smash it directly with one punch. At this moment, Baizi, bathed in thunder, as if incarnated into a thunder god of war. Boom 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 4 peak strikes, instantly collided with the thunder, and suddenly 4 dull sounds like an earthquake, one after another ups and downs in the ears. Thousands of feet of waves, soaring into the sky. Several warships were torn to pieces by the raging air current, and drifted among the thousands of feet of waves, as if a tsunami had occurred in the field. Such an attack, so strong, what's the result? That guy named Baizi is finally dead. Yes, that guy must be smashed into scum. Look, what is that? Everyone was shocked. They saw 5 figures, shooting backwards and flying. One retreated a huge 10 feet, while the other 4 also retreated 10 feet. It's unbelievable. Didn't this guy say that there is only Whitebeard's shock fruit, but how can such a powerful thunder force happen now? Damn, does this person have more than one devil fruit? Great opportunity. Ha 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 ha, let's go to hell, boy Baizi, the 5th Emperor of the New World can only belong to our Captain Blackbeard. The next moment, a huge figure appeared behind Baizi. A huge sailboat-like fist was wrapped in the extremely rich armament Haki, a punch that ripped through the air, and slammed into Baizi's head fiercely. San Yuan Wolf, now one of the subordinates of the Blackbeard pirates, and also the big pirate that Baizi rescued from the 6th floor Infinite Hell in Impel Down, but at this moment he took the opportunity to attack Baizi blatantly. San Yuan Wolf, that is Blackbeard pirates. Hey, even the Blackbeard pirates have appeared, and their target is Baizi. The big pirates. It's unbelievable that Baizi has attracted so many people's attention, but fortunately, if it's just us Marine, this time to a large extent, we'll be wiped out. Hey, that kid is completely over now. He just fought against the Flame Calamity Coolie and the others, and he must not be able to recover, he is dead. The tens of thousands of Marines around are in high spirits. Bai Zi, a big pirate, died. Is he finally going to die? Open black lens bracket gravity suppression close black lens bracket. Just when the giant fist the size of San Juan Wolf's sailboat was still 10 feet away from Bai Zi, a pressure-like Mount Tai suddenly emerged from Wolf's shoulder, and the next San Yuan Wolf, without the slightest sluggishness, slammed into the ground in an instant. Not only that, but most of San Yuan Wolf's body was pressed under the ice layer of the Kuzan Ice Age, and several marine elites nearby bled to death instantly. Strong. The scene of the Jedi reversal, watch it. Everyone, especially Kizaru, who had a spell with Fujitora Isho, his eyelids jumped in the direction of Bai Zi. That is the gravity fruit, the same gravity fruit as this marine traitor. How is it possible? Kizaru was dumbfounded. Kuzan Momoshiki also twitched at the corners of his mouth, and everyone present was trembling. Gravity fruit, like that. Fujitora Isho, how could it be possible? That, Bai Zi has 3 kinds of fruit abilities instead of 2. Before the shocking fruit, the thunder ability just now, and the gravity fruit that is now the same as Fujitora Isho, the 3 tyrannical devil fruit abilities, will appear on one person at the same time. Incredible. It's incredible. Having 3 kinds of devil fruits in one person is definitely a shock to everyone, not to mention 3 devil fruits. Just 2. I am afraid they will all explode due to the conflict of attributes died, unless the user has a 1 devil fruit that neutralizes the other. If I can save you, I can send you to hell. Seeing Wolf's horrified appearance, Bai Zi's eyes flashed with a cold glow, and the thunder in his hand flickered. No. As Wolf's eyes widened, a lightning bolt instantly hit his head, and the ruthless destructive power instantly destroyed Wolf's brain tissue. With a bang. Wolf with such a large body immediately became a headless corpse, and his head was strangled by the thunder. It turned into powder, and a fountain-like blood spurted out of Wolf's neck, dyeing the sea water under him a scarlet color. The famous San Yuan Wolf, who made countless Marines terrified, was killed by Bai Zi today. The death of San Yuan Wolf not only did not let Blackbeard retreat, but his eyes were even more fierce. Kill. 3 devil fruits, and each of them is very precious. If these 3 devil fruits are owned by themselves, then I definitely have the qualifications to become the 5th emperor, and even surpassing the 4 emperors is not impossible. Others can't, and he has the black beard of the dark fruit. It may not be impossible. Before the huge temptation, the black beard was moved, and immediately released the dark fruit and attacked Bai Zi, and the cadre and subordinate behind him were stunned for a moment. Shu also rushed up together. In an instant, all members of the Blackbeard pirates were dispatched. Bai Zi turned into a thunderbolt, and the next moment appeared in front of Katerina Devon. Penetrating through Devon's mouth, he returned his hand again, and in his hand there was already a heart that was still beating bright red, and all the blood was evaporated by the thunder. Remember, in your next life, you can't afford to offend some people. With a bang, Bai Zi's thunderous hand clenched, and the fresh heart that was beating bright red shattered in response. At the moment when her heart was broken, Katerina Devon's eyes were bloodshot and red, and then the consciousness of her mind dropped sharply, her head tilted, and she immediately followed in the footsteps of San Yuan Wolf. Go to hell, boy. At the same time, the attack of Blackbeard and others has arrived, and the means are extremely hot, and they have no intention of retreating at all. The 3 things in reading are collected and pushed. Chapter 77 _ What Bai Zi fears the most is threats. Various killer moves came frequently. From San Juan Wolf's shot until now, within 3 seconds before and after, everyone in the Yanwang pirates was terrified by the sudden scene. Was the image of Blackbeard attacking Whitebeard in the previous war on the roof. If it wasn't for Bai Zi's shot at that time, I'm afraid that Whitebeard might have died directly on the roof. However, how similar the current scene is, this Blackbeard is as bad as ever. You must know that this guy was an existence that even injured the red hair of the 4 emperors. Bai Zi, who crushed Katerina Devon's heart, slapped it with a backhand under observation hockey, and attached a full-scale shock fruit to it. With a dull sound, Blackbeard, who was about to attack, and the remaining 8 subordinates, followed by a scene similar to the war on the top. Together with the Blackbeard, it turned into 9 streams of light and flew out several dozen meters away. And that's not all. Immediately, Baizi stretched out his right hand. Endless thunder filled the air, and then turned down, his eyes locked on Blackbeard's line, "Thunder God Punishment." Rumbling Baizi's voice fell, and in the next instant, the oppressive dark cloud cover above the Blackbeard 9 people 9 came over, and in the next instant, a pillar of thunder with a size of 10 meters burst from the sky. Like being struck by lightning, it instantly fell on Blackbeard's line of celestial spirit caps, and then penetrated the entire Kuzan frozen ice layer, and turned into a one cannonball under the sea with unparalleled speed, smashing into it. One move, everyone present was full of cleverness. Momoshiki and the others looked solemn. This Baizi's strength far exceeded their imagination. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Mystery, 6 King Spears. Extremely skillfully, and in addition to what they know that this guy has the same shaking fruit as Whitebeard, there are also Guro Guro no Mi, Rumble Rumble fruit, and Gravity fruit. Either of these 2 is extremely top-notch, and the 3 exist in one person, and their strength is far from a 1+1 growth. Just like this guy just now, he fought against the 4 people of Yan Calamity 4 by himself, and he was blessed with the Thunder's 6 King's Spear, in one move, which is not weaker than the shock fruit. Withdraw. Order everyone to retreat. Momoshiki forced Ryokugyu back with a punch, then turned to Kuzan and Kizaru with a loud voice, and withdrew with a bang. If they continued to fight, they might be able to hold on, but with tens of thousands of marine elites, they would probably be wiped out. She can't take this risk, and they can't take the marine too. If all the marines are destroyed here, then they will become a bigger joke. Open black lens bracket Yasukani no Magatama close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ice Age close black lens bracket. Kizaru and Kuzan heard Momoshiki's words. Their faces were blue and their hands did not slow down, preventing tens of thousands of marines from retreating. They also knew that if they continued to fight, they would only increase casualties. Grandma, this time they lost a lot. Yan Shanjin and Katakuri were shocked when they saw marine retreating. If it was like this before, but now seeing the abilities of Baizi's 3 top devil fruits, they would no longer dare to boast, and all of them greatly underestimated Baizi's combat power. It can be said that in this sea area of the New World, apart from the 4 emperors, few people are likely to be opponents of this guy. Withdraw. Retreat. Katakuri and Fire Calamity reacted half a beat slower, and they also ordered their subordinates. Organized a retreat, but just as the 2 sides were about to retreat, Momoshiki, who had already evacuated, turned his attention to Cracker, the Star of Desert 3, and the Queen of Plague with a bounty of 1.32 billion berries. Since she can't kill Baizi, then she can't go home empty-handed this time. Marine Rokushiki Ultimate Profound Truth, 6 King's Sword Intense Spear. Boom in succession with 2 sword intense spears from the 6 kings in the air. Immediately, Katakuri, Cracker and Plague Queen beside Yanjajin, faced the sudden attack and subconsciously resisted, but Momoshiki Admiral's attack was too strong. Even if they at the peak, they should be treated rightly, not to mention the rush to resist at this moment. Puff puff. Cracker and the Queen of Epidemic were hit and vomited blood and flew upside down, and the direction they flew towards was not somewhere else, but in the direction of Baizi, who gathered thunder. Not good. Momoshiki, you are courting death. Yanjinjin and Katakuri reacted. It was too late, they could only watch Cracker and the Plague Queen fly towards Baizi quickly. Ha 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 ha, as expected of Momoshiki Admiral. I have accepted this gift from Baizi. The next moment, under the control of Baizi, the thunder that was gathered in the air instantly turned into 2 giant palms covering the sky, instantly holding the 2 of them firmly. Zetz's thunder shuttled around Cracker and the Plague Queen, and the 2 grimaced in pain. Ah! Ah! Even if they were as determined as they were, they couldn't help but let out shrill screams. At this moment, they finally knew what kind of pain the Blackbeard had gone through. Let them go. Bai Zi, I warn you not to mess around. Yan Zhanjin and Katakuri were shocked when they saw the two being captured. One of their generals had already died. If the other died, their captain would definitely go crazy. And they will become the only remaining subordinates at that time. At this moment, they can't wait to kill Momoshiki, but they only have reason to tell them that it is very unrealistic, so they can only warn Bai Zi with harsh words. However, their warnings are obviously not half silk. Threat. The corner of Bai Zi's mouth curved into an arc. What Bai Zi is most afraid of is threats. Killing one is killing two is also killing, so let them go down as companions. Bastard, Bai Zi, you dare. Yan Zhanjin and Katakuri's eyelids jumped wildly at Cracker and Epidemic Queen, who were grasped by Thunder Hand, but before the two's voice fell, they heard two voices of, puff puff. Then Cracker and the Queen of Plague, under the horrified eyes of many pirates and marine, the Queen of the Plague of Kaido of the Beasts, and the three desert generals of Charlotte Linlin, Cracker, were forcibly killed by the Thunder Giants. Those who were shattered and then strangled by thunder and lightning did not even have scum left, and truly achieved the 4 words of, no bones left. Damn. Bastard, you are courting death. Yan Zhanjin and Katakuri were trembling in their hearts. This guy really dared to kill them. Scoff. Do you naively think that you only need to kill me, but I can't kill you? Bai Zi sneered. Among the thunder that filled the sky, he was like a thunder god of war, and the entire Yanwang pirates and tens of thousands of marines would never forget this scene. Chapter 78_We1. Above the sea, there is dead silence. That's right, dead silence. The Plague Queen and Cracker died just like that. That was Kaido's most powerful confidant, and Charlotte Linlin's beloved son. Ah, this guy actually really dared to kill. Even Kuzan Kizaru, the corners of his mouth twitched. This Bai Zi is really fearless. Good. Very good. Yan Zhanjin glared at Momoshiki in the direction of Marine, and you, Momoshiki Admiral. Cut. You are always welcome. The face of Yan Zhanjin's threatening eyes, Momoshiki didn't buy it at all. In her opinion, these people should be damned. Although the methods are a little out of the table, it is enough to achieve the goal. Bai Zi's hand, he killed Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin's 2 trusted henchmen, and the casualties on this trip are worth it. Momoshiki, you are so cruel. I swear, you are dead. Katakuri stared at Momoshiki with a grim expression on his face. It can be said that he hated Momoshiki even more than Bai Zi, and he lost 2 sisters and younger brothers successively, which made his eyes full of madness at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to die, but believe it or not, I'll let you die in this sea at the next moment. Momoshiki stared at Katakuri with a slightly narrowed expression, and the slender katana Vivi pulled out. Half a minute. On the other side locked on Katakuri at the same time. It can be said that their mission was a complete failure. If this Katakuri really beats again, they don't mind destroying all Charlotte Linlin's subordinates here, so as to neutralize their loss this time. Katakuri, who opened observation haki, saw Kuzan Kizaru around him, and Bai Zi, who killed Cracker later, blushed immediately, glared at Momoshiki, turned around and boarded the boat. Go. An order. The sailor who didn't want to stay here for a long time immediately started the ship and left this place at a very fast speed. They're really afraid of Marine's. Momoshiki Admiral, one unhappy will kill them all. A brief contact, they know that. Mad woman can definitely do it. Katakuri left, and the angry flames looked at Marine's 3 Admiral, and then in the direction of Bai Zi, and waved away with a malicious look, deeply remembering the appearance of Bai Zi and Momoshiki in his mind. In the future, I will definitely kill them whenever I get a chance. Katakuri and the fire disaster disappeared into the sea in a short while. Soon, only the Yanwang pirates and Marine will be left in this sea area. Momoshiki Admiral, happy cooperation. Who was so angry that he didn't pay for his life, said aloud to Momoshiki, who had a gloomy face. Hearing that Momoshiki almost didn't have the impulse to fuck with Bai Zi. Bai Zi, if I have the chance, I will definitely kill you. Momoshiki stared at Bai Zi with cannibalistic eyes. This caused the Marine to suffer too many casualties. It is hard to imagine that against a pirate group, the three Admiral's attack would be the result of a bad luck. After a few minutes, Marine, like Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin, retreated from this area. Marine battleship, above deck. Looking at the damage data collected by Zantaomaru in his hand, Kizaru had a tendency to panic on the spot. Nearly half of Marine's elite casualties, damn it. Obviously, Kizaru didn't expect that in a single battle, their Marine casualties would break 50,000 or 10,000. In addition to the previous nearly 20,000 casualties, a total of 30,000 horse casualties, this kind of record is definitely their Marine's highest record. A shameful record. Bastard. It's all damn Tenryubito. Let's lose more than 30,000 elites for a waste. Sooner or later you will be punished. Shush. Momoshiki, that's all I have to say here. Don't say it in the Marine headquarters, or don't say Tenryubito. I'm afraid the Gorosei 5 elders will rectify you on the spot as soon as possible. Hearing Momoshiki's words, Kuzan Kizaru's expression changed, and the surrounding Marines looked at their noses and mouths with their eyes and mouths, as if they had nothing to do with them. In this case, they simply choose to ignore it. On the other side, where Baizi is. We won. Star of Kuro stared blankly at the devastated battlefield around him, feeling that everything was like a dream. In this battle, Marine 3 Admiral, Kaido of the Beasts 2 disasters, half of Charlotte Linlin's cadres, all gathered here. Under such a situation, they actually won. And it was a great victory. Marine suffered more than half of the casualties, and Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin lost a lot of confidence again. If this news spreads, I really can't imagine what kind of sensation the whole world will have. Who had just awakened to Marine Orokushiki's ultimate meaning, Six Kings Spear, looked around with dull eyes. It was the truth. Until now, he couldn't believe what he saw and heard. They actually won under the attack of the 4 forces, including the Blackbeard. To win, this is simply incredible. The captain has reached such a terrifying situation. It seems that the captain was too lenient to himself in the Chang'er Cordo Square that day, otherwise he would be killed in seconds. At the same time, Rob Lucci is extremely grateful that he agreed to join Baizi's Yanhuang pirates, otherwise, at this moment, I am afraid that my soul is still going to hell, not to mention the Marine Rokushiki ultimate meaning, Six Kings Gun, that even he has awakened now and can't even think about it. Fishman Island, Mermaid Cafe. It came out, the fruit came out. At the moment, the Mermaid Cafe was full of people, and an excited voice came from outside the door. The next moment, a fishman walked quickly into the cafe, panting. As soon as this fishman's voice came out, all the people in the cafe stood up, because this battle is related to the future fate of their Fishman Island, and it is also closely related to each of them. Did the results come out and how? Mrs. Shiarly also asked anxiously. Although she had seen the future of Fishman Island, she still couldn't stop asking. Mrs. Shiarly, win-win. Master Baizi and Master Jinbei, they won. Fishman, who came to report the news, was so excited that he almost jumped up. This news was really exciting. As soon as these words came out, the entire cafe exploded in an instant, and they really won, but they heard that Marine and 3 admirals came over there, and they could win even under such power. They Fishman Island bet right. How did Baizi-sama and the others repel the 3 admiral? I heard that Momoshiki Admiral is stronger than Akainu. Mrs. Shiarly was also very excited and asked the person who came to report the letter. There are more than 3 admirals. Mrs. Shiarly, you don't know, this time Master Baizi and the others are not only facing the 3 admiral marines, but also the 2 major disasters under Kaido of the Beasts, Charlotte Linling, 2 deserts, 3 generals, half of the cadres, and more, Blackbeard pirates. Hi. What did you say? Hearing the man's words, Mrs. Shiarly and everyone in the cafe roared in their minds. Chapter 79_Palace News. Dragon Palace Kingdom, inside the main hall. Report. Atmosphere was dull and silent in the hall, and suddenly a palace guard in armor outside, his excited voice pierced the air, filling every corner of the hall. How's the battle? Neptune, the sea god, stood up from the dragon chair and hurriedly asked, "This battle is not only about the fate of the Yanwang pirates, but also the fate of their Dragon Palace kingdom and the entire Fishman Island. Those Tenryubito will never let them go. And, most importantly, now that they have fallen out with Tenryubito, if they know that their daughter, Princess Shirahoshi, is the current Sea King Poseidon, they are afraid that their entire Ryugu kingdom will be destroyed." Apart from him and Shirahoshi's three brothers who know Shirahoshi's identity here, Baizi of the Yanwang pirates also knows about Shirahoshi's identity. As for the rest of the Yanwang pirates, they only know that Princess Shirahoshi has some means of controlling the Sea Kings. "Return to your majesty. Victory. The battle report ahead, Lord Baizi and the others, they have won a big victory." The excited messengers were also shocked when they learned the news of the good news ahead, because, meow, the people who came to Fishman Island this time are not only Marine 3 Admiral and many Marine elites. As soon as these words came out, the high-level officials of the many dragon palaces in the main hall all breathed a sigh of relief. 1. Lord Baizi, they won. They really beat Marine. This stop is incredible, and after this battle, their Fishman Island will not be disturbed by anyone for a long time. Hee, tell me more. Knowing that Baizi and the others had won a great victory, Neptune, the sea god, sat back on the dragon chair again and ordered the soldier to give a detailed account of the battle. Neptune's remarks came out, and Shaxing and others, as well as many senior officials of the Dragon Palace, all turned their attention to the soldier. "Yes, Your Majesty." Hearing the order of His Majesty Neptune, the soldier sorted out his thoughts and said in a succinct manner, "Report to His Majesty." This time, Lord Baizi led the 2 captains and 5 captains of the Yanwang pirates to fight against tens of thousands of marine elites in the sea, but this trip to Fishman Island is not the Marine's side, but also Kaido of the 2 major disasters of the beasts, the Embers of Fire and the Queen of Plague, as well as many cadres, in addition. Charlotte Linlin, who is also the 4th Emperor, also sent 3 desserts, Katakori and Cracker. Immediately, the soldier brought the previous battle at sea to life, as if he had said it personally. Inexplicably, the soldier was excited, and proud beyond words. Hearing these words in the ears of Neptune and the others, their minds roared, and they all exploded. Not only Marine, but also Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin, 2 of the strongest fighting forces under the 4 emperors, and even Blackbeard's sneak attack, oh my god. But when they think about it, they can predict what kind of tragic battle was on the sea at that time, and under this, they actually won. Go on. Shark Star Prince. Squinting, expecting the soldier to continue talking. Yes, Prince Shark. He bowed respectfully to the Shark Star, rectified his thoughts, and continued, Master Shirazawa, Master Fujitora Isho, Master Ryokugyu, and Master Ace fought against Kizaru Admiral, Momoshige Admiral, Kuzan Admiral, who came from Marine this time, respectively. Lord Jinbei vs. Kaido of the Beasts, Plague Queen. In the end, Yan Zanjin and Katakori joined forces to attack Lord Baizi, wanting to fight quickly, but they were repelled by Lord Baizi's Thunder Palm more than 10 feet away, and the sea surface splashed thousands of feet. Wave. Listening to the soldier's eloquent words, everyone in the hall already had the battle of destroying the world in their minds. Shirahoshi's beautiful eyes flickered, and his heart was facing the master. Occasionally, Lord Baizi worshipped even more. You made the right choice. Shirahoshi clenched his slender hands tightly, and was extremely fortunate that he had volunteered to be Lord Baizi's maid. The Queen of Epidemic and Cracker saw that the 2 of them were not opponents, so they immediately let their cadres take action. At the same time, the 2 of them pulled out, and together with the 4 of Yan Zan and Katakori, they hit the strongest blow and attacked Baizi-sama. Everyone in the Guda Guda Hall heard this, their scalps were already numb. 2 major disasters, 2 major deserts and 3 generals shot. I am afraid that Marine Admiral can't stand it. Oh my god, what a tragic battle took place on the sea. Master Baizi was not afraid at all, and directly showed the ultimate meaning of marine rokushiki, 6 king spears, which was brought into full play by him, and with the blessing of thunder, 5 attacks collided, and immediately several marine warships turned into fly ashes on the spot. Hundreds of marine when the elite died in an instant. With one blow, the Blackbeard pirates attacked. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Following the soldiers' remarks, Neptune, the god of the sea, and everyone in Shark Star's worship and respect for Baizi, launched a wave, another wave of charges. How about the battle damage on all sides? Emperor Star looked at the soldier and asked curiously. Battle damage. Hearing the words of the King Star Prince, the soldiers were stunned for a moment, reporting to His Royal Highness King Star. The marine casualties in this battle are as high as more than half of the 30,000 people, 20 Vice Admiral, 50 Rear Admiral, and even below the general level. Countless, all of them died on the sea. Quote. And that's not all. Kaido of the Beasts offers a bounty as high as 1.32 billion. Bailey's Plague Queen and Charlotte Linlin's 3 desert generals, Cracker, who were split by Momoshiki Admiral, and then by Lord Baizi's Thunder Hand Catch, both died in that battle, and that's why both Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin retreated. As for the Blackbeard pirates, Sun Yuan Wolf and Katarina Devon were killed by Lord Baizi, and the others were shot into the bottom of the sea by Lord Baizi, and they are still alive and dead. Battle damage report came out. Like a thunderstorm, it smashed into everyone's mind, and their minds roared. What they heard about marine casualties, more than 30,000 people, Cracker and the Plague Queen died in it, Blackbeard Sea the pirate group killed 2 big pirate cadres, and the others didn't know if they were alive or dead, but what they heard was the victory. Chapter 80 _ to the threshold of the 5th Emperor. After a quarter of an hour, Neptune, the god of the sea, led the 3 princes of Shark Star and hundreds of senior officials of the Dragon Palace to personally go to the entrance of Fishman Island. Welcome Baizi and his party. Welcome to the heroes of Fishman Island, their guardian. The battle is unprecedented. Not only such a big battle, but also caused the local residents of Fishman Island who are still unknown to come out of their homes. Emerged on the street. Instant. Groups of 3 or 5 groups of discussions sounded one after another on both sides of the street controlled by the army. Hey, here's what happened to King Neptune himself. You don't know yet, it's all gone crazy now. Do you know that Lord Baizi and the others killed Tenryubito before? Tenryubito, that, the savage thief Baizi, of course he knows. Does it have anything to do with him? It's related. Hey, of course it's related. You don't know that just an hour ago, the Marine headquarters sent 3 Admiral to come to Fishman Island to capture Lord Baizi back. Even Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linling, the 2 major disasters and the spiritual leaders are coming, Master Baizi and the others won. Hey, how is this possible? Instant, the entire Fishman Island was full of people, gathered on the street. All eyes were watching the entrance of their Fishman Island, and each and every one of them was full of anticipation and adoration. That, the captain of the Yanwang pirates, Lord Baizi, has guarded their entire Fishman Island by himself. You must know that Tenryubito was killed on their Fishman Island, and if they were attacked by Marine, each of them would suffer annihilation. At the same time, they respected His Majesty Neptune even more. Thinking of the eternal alliance between His Majesty the King and Lord Baizi of the Yanwang pirates, they still debated a lot. Now it seems that His Majesty's decision is too wise. Wano-kuni, Kaido of the Beasts headquarters. Beep 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 beep. The phone worm rang, and one of his subordinates answered the phone and handed it over to the giant mountain-like Kaido of the Beasts. Captain, Jin's call. Oh, it looks like the Fishman Island side is over. The burly Kaido of the Beasts took over the phone and heard the news from the opposite side of the flames. Chengzu was instantly replaced by a strong anger on the face of Kaido of the Beasts in Hungarian. Huge slap. When he was about to do something under him, it was shot into a smashing, destructive momentum, and immediately burst out. What did you say? Queen was killed by Baizi. It's such a captain. We have greatly underestimated the strength of Baizi. This person not only has the shock fruit, but also has the gravity fruit and Guro Guro no Mi, Rumble Rumble fruit. This person ranks third a devil fruit. The two of us, Katakuri and the other four can't suppress it in a short time. Embers immediately recounted the monstrous battle that took place in the sea before, and Kaido of the Beasts' complexion became more and more difficult to look at. A little while. Click. One sound. The phone bug in Kaido of the Beasts' hands shattered, and a nightmare-like viciousness lingered around him, soaring into the sky. Momoshiki, Shirasawa. Okay, very good. If I don't tear you to pieces, I won't be called Kaido of the Beasts. Of angry thunder pierced the air, centered on Kaido of the Beasts, and turned into a sound wave that spread to the distant sea, splashing several meters of waves, surging away. Other side, all nations. Charlotte Linlin's residence. Mama mama mama. Something has happened. There is news from Katakuri-sama, Cracker, Sama, Cracker, Sama. From Fishman Island. The Baron Dandan came to Charlotte Linlin with trembling steps. Well, what happened to Cracker's son? Charlotte Linlin, who was eating her beloved cream cake, stared at Baron Eggy with a slight squinting, and those sharp eyes almost didn't scare Baron Eggy. Master Cracker, he was killed by Bai Zi. Baron Bang Dandan was instantly intimidated by the suffocating soul, and the impact flew over 100 meters away. After landing on the ground, Baron Dandan hurriedly got up and quickly left this place of right and wrong. Because next, Mama is going to show her power. Sure enough, just as Baron Eggy left Charlotte Linlin's residence, terrifying screams rang out one after another. Such a scene made Baron Eggy's face pale, like a blank piece of paper, and he couldn't help thinking of the scene where Mr. Smoothie was killed before, and Mama was really angry this time. Dessert 3 stars have now died 2 full, which is undoubtedly a great blow to Mama. It will be a quarter of an hour later. Charlotte Linlin, once again called Charlotte Oven, the 4th son of the baking minister. A burly man came to the disfigured residence destroyed by Charlotte Linlin. This man had golden orange hair, 3-bladed hairstyle with flames, and Charlotte Oven, who was unclothed and only wearing a cape, walked in. Mama, what are your orders? Oven, your brother Cracker was killed by that Bai Zi of the Yanwang pirates, and now I order you and you, Katakuri, to go to the Amazon Lily Kingdom together, and destroy the kingdom of that woman Boa Hancock for me. Charlotte Linlin was full of eyes. Remember, the whole kingdom, men and women, all creatures. Massacre all, don't leave anyone alive. Yes, Mama, I'll go find Katakuri. Charlotte Oven turned her head around to connect with Katakuri, and Charlotte Linlin's gloomy eyes in the room burst into a chilling look. Killed 2 of my children. Bai Zi, I want someone related to you. All die. Voice fell, and Charlotte Linlin, even more perverted, let people bring the hill-like cake again, and ate it fiercely. Moby Dick. There is a feast on the Whitebeard pirate ship. G.U. la 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 la. Little friend Bai Zi is one step closer to the strength of the 4 emperors. I really look forward to a fight with Hiyori. Whitebeard, who was drinking beer, disregarded the excess wine flowing down his cheeks into his chest, and was very happy to hear the news of Bai Zi and his party's victory. He, yes, I didn't expect Ace's strength to increase so quickly. He directly resisted Kuzan Admiral directly, and he didn't fall behind at all. It seems that Ace's combat power is still at least close to Admiral level. Marco leaned against the side of the boat, took a sip of beer and said with a laugh. Yanwang pirates, this time Mr. Bai Zi killed the Plague Queen and Cracker, Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin again. I'm afraid I'm going crazy. Hey, the 3 major disasters are only the embers of fire, and the 3 dessert stars are only the faces of Katakuri, Kaido of the Beasts and Charlotte Linlin, completely lost. Grandma, the newly appointed Momoshiki Admiral is also very strong, and he directly defeated both Queen and Cracker at the same time. The captains of the Whitebeard pirates were all delighted and complained. After this battle, Bai Zi's Yanwang pirates had already reached the threshold of the 5th emperor. As long as they took one step closer, they would be able to ascend to the sky in one step.